Good morning, traders and investors. Are you guys ready to get back into the hot seat and hopefully make some money today? I've been seeing a little bit of a rally in the market. Let's see if we get an everything rally. We'll get that dead cat bouncing today. Maybe get a new rally started. We'll find out.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right.
Stuff on, and then we'll just go ahead and start.
That was interesting, but we'll take it from here. As Mitch just said on the last show, he's going to be going to a doctor's appointment, but Ryan's here and YOLO Z is here, and we are going to call out the plays. We're going to get you prepared for today, talk about what happened overnight, and get it ready for trading today. So I hope you all are ready to go. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Get involved in the chat. See why this is the best community out there. Good morning to all of our regulars, Jessica, Edson, Jay, Chris, Shannon. I'm sure there are more out there. Good morning, Krasty. Nice to see you. We're going to go ahead and get that money made today. Zunaid, how you doing this morning?
I'm good. I had popcorn like pretty early. I don't know why, but I just had the urge. So I had skinny popcorn to start my day. So if it ends up being like a very profitable day, I think I found a tradition.
You just found a new morning routine. I got to say, as someone who just got a popcorn machine and is absolutely loving it.
Yep.
I like your choice there. First thing, Mitch is not here, so I'm going to take a victory lap. Played FanDuel last night on the football game and was up like $410.
Wow.
So really, really nice day last night after a really putrid market day. We're going to spin that forward to today. Now, let me go ahead and share my screen here, Zunaid. First thing that I want to talk about is going to be the smaller caps here. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the broader market. And Zunaid, I'm going to turn it over to you for any of the plays that you're going to see. First, or that plays that you see setting up in the pre-market, excuse me. First one here on my list is going to be PPSI. We had a pretty good move yesterday. Didn't start till later in the day. Some expanding volume into the close. We kind of held that, traded up a little bit into the close, gave some of that back. Today, I want to see if we can curl and make a move through 4 here. If we can do that on nice volume, or if we start seeing some volume pops like we did yesterday, perhaps this stock is going to be higher. This is actually a stock that one of my mentors was watching and put it on my radar. So I'm going to put it on your radar today. Next here, we have ATXI, and this here is spiking up. Let me turn off my Slack notifications so Zunaid doesn't ruin the entire show. All right, awesome. Now, ATXI, we are trading up here. This actually just happened. I don't see any news to account for this move, so I'll keep my eyes and ears out on the desk. I don't have Charlie in my ear yet, so perhaps it was squawked. But we are going to analyze some of these levels here, right? This made a high here of 584. Looks like it's kind of hanging out in this 5-handle range, so we're going to see if we can break out from here. I definitely want to wait for this one to start trading on the open market. I want to see how spready this is. I want to see how feasible it's going to be to get in and get out of the stock. I just don't have a feel for it yet, so we'll keep an eye on that. AEHL. This was up earlier as high as 114. We've actually broken back down through $1. For me, I'm going to watch that cross through $1. If we can get through $1 and then we can take out maybe 103, 104 with some volume, giddy up, we might be off to the races here on AEHL. Next here is going to be ILAG. We've seen this one a lot. Looks like the support here is going to be right around 248, 250 seems to be that key level. I'd love to see it hold here. Wouldn't be shocked if ILAG popped out of the gate and immediately pulled. We've actually seen that before somewhat recently, so I want to be aware of that and not necessarily chase a move that's just going to yank back all of my profits. Conversely, I would love to see this actually kind of sell off out of the gate, find footing and then make a move back through 250. That would give me a better feeling setup for trading this to the long side. There are a couple of penny stocks on here. I'm just going to skip right over them. I am going to mention FFIE because this seems to be on our radar quite a bit. We had a huge pop yesterday. We sold almost all the way back down to balance. We've crept up again here in the pre-market, and we butted up against that $1 resistance. So for me, this trade is actually fairly easy. A breakthrough one to the upside puts us in the long trade here. We'll see if we can test that 112 high. Even just that 12 cents of movement would be a pretty decent trade here if we get that juice. If we go up to 112 and pop above, great. Might be able to close your second half there if we end up taking that. Next on the list here is going to be EQ. This is Equilium. That's an odd name. Anyway, this is trading up here today. I suspect this one is going to be spready too. We do have a catalyst trading higher after the company reported interim results for type B portion of Equalize study, some drug that I can't pronounce. So I actually, when we have some downtime here, I actually might poke through this and see if I can get some more context as to what this is. If the chat knows, please go ahead and let us know what that is. That would be awesome. Otherwise, I'll kind of take a look at this once the market opens. Next here is going to be AYLA. This and AVYA have been two stocks that we've traded here before. Looks like we're popping here again. Ayla Pharmaceutical shares are trading higher. The company announced the FDA had granted fast track designation for AL102 for the treatment of progressing desmoid tumors. I don't even know what desmoid tumors are, but it sounds bad and scary. So this actually is popping here. We made a high of 148. I'd like to see this cross through 124. I want to get an idea of what the level 2 looks like. I don't expect this one to be spready, so I think that this should be fairly easy for us to scalp and trade. AQST is going to be the last one here on the list. We're leaking a little bit here in the pre-market. Would really love to see it hold this 120 area across through 130, puts 146 in play. Again, we have a catalyst here. Trading higher for the company announced results from Epifast. I think we've talked about this before. 2 trial for AQST 109 epinephrine sublingual film. Okay, the company said AQST 109 medium time to maximum concentration of 12 minutes was faster than EpiPen's Tmax of 22.5 minutes. So it looks like the uptake here on this product is faster than the EpiPen, and that's what's actually driving this. We'll see if we end up getting some legs here. Now, yesterday, one of the things that we saw here was the move in some of these casinos, in specifically the ones that had exposure to Macau. We got a headline yesterday about the COVID-19 restrictions being lifted faster than anticipated, with the hopes of generating more business here in Macau, right? They're going to let tourists in. They're going to let them gamble. Should be better for the Macau casinos. One of the things that my Chinese insider, if you will, from our happy hour program, gentleman that lives in Taipei and has really good beat on what's going on in Asia, was saying that one thing to consider here is that it's not going to be open for the Golden Week, which, as I understand it, is next week. So the Chinese markets are closed all of next week. That's generally one of the times where people like to go to the casinos. The eased restrictions are not going to encompass that week. So the parallel that he drew for the happy hour group was, imagine if the United States was locked down and we were approaching Black Friday, and there was a headline about businesses being open, but they can't open until after the Christmas season. You'd miss out on a really awesome shopping season, and it sounds like that's what's happening with these casinos. Now, so far, they're all holding their pops. And when I say these casinos, I mean MLCO, which is Melco, Wynn Resorts, which has Macau exposure, WYNN, and then Las Vegas Sands, ticker LVS. All of these are still at their highs. So one of the things that I want to watch, as opposed to just diving into them right away, is do these continue to trade higher, or does the market kind of bring these back down because they realize one of these big weeks for the casinos is actually not going to be affected by the headline that we got yesterday? So just an interesting note there. I don't know what the right answer is. I want to watch and see how the market treats these stocks. Now, one of the other things that we got this morning is we had the Chicago Fed, who's a non-FOMC voting member, right? This is Evans, said, quote, I'm going to get it here. Evans says he's getting a little nervous about going too far, too fast with rate hikes. So one of the things that we've seen is the market's getting absolutely destroyed, largely because of these very fast and steep rate hikes that the Fed is doing. Now we have Fed Evans saying that he's worried that we might be going too fast. So I don't anticipate this to affect the next rate hike. I still think we're going to do 75 bips, but it looks like some of these people are starting to see the destruction that's going on with the market and at least starting to think about it. Unsure if this is going to affect their decision-making process, but this is one of the first headlines that I've seen. Now, it's worth noting that the next time we hear from Powell, he could just come out and be like, nope, I promised you more pain, and more pain you will receive, and completely eliminate this headline. So something to keep in mind, but that looks to be why we're trading up here today. Now, Zunaid, I'm going to be leaning on you because we got a lot of green arrows on the board. We got tech bouncing. Maybe it's just a dead cat bounce. I'm not too sure here, but I'm going to be leaning on you for finding us those option plays that are going to have some juice here today. So what do you got for us, my man?
Yeah, let's talk about SPY here real quick. And of course, we've got AB in the background. So AB, I just want to let you know, I might just randomly pull you in. So don't pick your nose. Don't have your shirt off. Don't do anything weird because I might just kind of bring you in.
Bro?
I don't know. I don't know. Like this. Boom. See, I just brought you in. He's why would you? Literally gave you a warning. This is the day that I got fired. If you're wondering how I ended up in the unemployment line, it's because of September 27th. But here you go. Let's go to talk about SPY. The levels that we talked about yesterday are kind of still in play right here. What I did do is move my level from about the 270 area to 270 and a quarter. So that's the play here. As you can see, that was the high. So if SPY gets back up, and you can see in the pre-market, could not break the 270s. So if SPY wants to get right back up to 270s, it's about 1.5 points away from where we currently are in pre-market. I'm looking to go short until and unless I go ahead and get a 5-minute candle closing above that level. And of course, then the range from me to the downside is more so towards a 363. And of course, if we go ahead and break the June lows, then I do expect us to go ahead and continue making downside moves, possibly even get to 350. Not today, obviously, but in the near future, if we go ahead and break these lows, that's what I'm expecting on the SPY. So I've got my levels set. I've got my I've got my alert set here too. On the SPY, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll pay attention. And let's see if you guys went ahead and sorry, just give me 1 second. I just need to check something. When did this happen? That happened at 10:20. Okay, got it. Sorry, I just had to check some stuff out. But anyway, let's get on to Apple here. I was waiting for Apple at 150s. It did not get there. I think the lowest it got was about wait, did it get to 150s? Oh, it did get to 150s yesterday. Wow, completely missed this one. I thought it only got to 151s. I was dead wrong. But look at that beautiful 150 bounce. I mean, I think the low on this candle here is 4 cents. So 150.04. And it's made its way towards the upside. Oh, AB, you're about to be on camera? No, I'm joking. I wonder if he's like annoyed at me. He's not. He might just leave. Oh, he just.
No,
came
you
on.
can pull me on. I'll.
No, I'm just messing.
The one thing that I've learned about AB is
why
he's
are
not
the
gonna be
lights
annoyed.
closed?
I'll turn the light on because I was working in the morning. It was, I don't know. I didn't want these bright stage lights on me at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Stage lights. What a guy.
And you know what? I'm going to side with AB on this one because I've been in that very room early in the morning, right after you wake up, trying to get work done before the day starts. And you don't want those gigantic lights blasting you in the face. I'm with you, AB. I know exactly where you're coming from there. But I will say this, props to being ready at any time. It didn't matter that you were breezing away over there. Hey, Zunaid with a quick cut to you. AB's like, I got this. This ain't no thing at all. Absolutely love it, AB.
Well, so if you want the full, if you want what happened was, we'll see what happened was Zunaid said, I'm going to bring you on. So I said, okay, I'm going to be responsible and get my vaping out of the way now so that when he does bring me on,
I was too quick. I was
wait.
In my defense, I wasn't trying to screw you. I didn't see what you were doing in the dark.
Yeah, no, let's cut through the PS. Zunaid saw you taking your first hit and was like, now's the time. Let's pop AB on here and see.
It wasn't his first, but anyway. Yeah, Apple, I mean, what a beautiful bounce from the 150 level. I completely missed this one. I don't know why I did. I'm gonna have to go back and see what I was doing at 14 o'clock. By the way, does anyone know if I can change the timings on the bottom from army to like noob timing so where I can see the actual
I don't
time?
think 14 o'clock is going to be
whatever. 1400.
Okay.
Listen, I didn't, you know, I wasn't brave enough for the army, okay? Nor was I willing to learn Army time.
No one's
Anyway,
judging you here. Judgment-free zone, Zunaid. Come on.
I know Jessica's in the chat, which, by the way, welcome, Jessica. Good to have you back. I know you were on yesterday as well. But so that's what I've got on Apple. Let's go ahead and talk about Tesla. You can see most of the stocks that I'm looking at, they're near yesterday's highs. So, like, either we just go ahead and plummet right at the open, or we try to break above and retest it, and then we go. So 384 is a level to keep an eye on, because if we can go ahead and get above 386, which you can see was support here, could end up being resistance, then we could possibly see a march towards the 299 area. So definitely something to keep an eye on is going to be Tesla. If it gets above 284, 286s, those are kind of like the range there of resistance that I am anticipating. Let's go ahead and talk about AMD. The chips have been weak. You've got a level here on AMD, $66. We're, of course, about $2 away from that area. So we'll be interested to see if it wants to come back, test it, and then maybe make a move higher. Or if it breaks, well, hello to the downside we go. So that's what I've got on that one. Nvidia, I mean, we used to play this stock when it was around like the 200s. What was it at? I always forget. I think it was closer to 3. Yep, there you go, 3. About 340, 350 almost. What is that? 347 or so. Almost lagged there myself in real life. But coming back to AMD, or excuse me, coming back to Nvidia, though, it looks like you've still got the 122 kind of holding right around here. Don't know if it'll be a strong support area or not, but for me, it's the 120, just the whole number. I expect that to kind of give us a little bit of a bounce opportunity. We're obviously $5 away, but I just got to anticipate these things so that in case we get it later on this week, next week, whatever the case may be, we can keep an eye on what it is that's going on in that one. Coinbase, yesterday I told you guys that, hey, this was a level for me, the 61.88 area, because they've had purchased some calls, the $63 calls, and this, that, and the other, in the dark pool action. And look at that in the after hours. I was waiting for this bounce in the market during regular hours, didn't get it, but after hours, you can see that's exactly the level that held, and then it made a nice little pop to the upside. Obviously, we couldn't get a play on it, but that $62 is a level that I am going to keep an eye on. I've already got an alert set there. You may not be able to see it, but I promise it's there on Coinbase. And then taking a look at Netflix.
Really quick,
What's
when
up?
we all hear the fire alarm, we'll know that your alert for Coinbase went out. So it's no big deal if we can't see it. We'll just hear the fire alarm alert.
If I could change the notifications, I would make it into something more obnoxious. I'm just letting
I
you
know that. Oh, I know that
And
you would.
I really did sleep wrong, Ryan, because I'm
The Vikings horn. The Vikings horn when they score a touchdown. That would be
Yes.
probably the best alert sound.
That's what it'll be. And Ryan, I definitely slept wrong, because like when I now look at my monitors, I'm having like pinching. Like
You have one of those percussion massage guns, right? That'll knock down.
Oh, right, it's brand new. I haven't opened it.
Go open it. Go open it.
All right,
You got 6 minutes till we open here.
All right, let me go through. Let me go through one.
Go get that thing.
Final.
Let's go.
Let me get through one final one here, and that's going to be the Qs. Looks like the 279.55 area. You can see I broke above the 279, but it couldn't quite stay above. So we'll see where things lie. But to me, the main stock that I'm keeping an eye on, or the main ticker rather, is going to be SPY, and it's that 270 level. If it goes up to 270, test it, can't get over it, would be looking to go short on that one. And of course, Apple, that 150 bounce. I can't believe I missed that one, but I did. That's okay. And I believe that's kind of pretty much.
At least you're not Mitch, and you didn't miss your doctor's appointment, and you're back. I mean, that
did he? Well, so you were on at 9:05 and said, "Yeah, the doctor was at 9:15." I was like, "Bro, it's 10 minutes away."
When you make it to the door and the wife says, "Isn't your appointment tomorrow?"
For heaven's sakes, guys.
No.
Get him out.
Mitch,
Nope,
Mitch,
you're out. You're out.
Mitch,
Nope,
Mitch,
you're
Mitch,
out.
Mitch.
I can't. That's wild. I can't.
Where
What
would
is
you
wrong
be?
with you?
Where would you be without Mrs. Money Mitch? I think Triple
I'll
M
tell you one
needs a
thing.
shout out this
I'd
morning.
be at the doctor looking like a duck.
Exactly. Exactly, you would.
Bro, there's
Triple
no
M,
way.
Mrs. Money Mitch, you are.
I got dressed and everything. I'm like
There's
hurrying
no
up. I'm like
way.
rushing. I'm like running around the house. She's like, "What is wrong with you? Like,
Wow.
why are you running around the house?"
People have long said here at Benzinga that Mitch's biggest weakness is not being able to differentiate between Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So
Yeah,
it's just another one of those
literally
instances.
Literally it. You know.
Wow.
That
And you
hump
made
day,
producer AB wake up early in the morning too,
right? Like, look, he got dressed,
which
all
is funny
pretty
because
for
he's gonna
us.
have to do it tomorrow if he wants to join us. So.
This is how we start
Well,
off the day, folks.
Well,
This
I'm
is
guys
gonna
got
go
how we
get
start
a
off.
I'm gonna
bonus.
get my massage gun if you want to get your charts ready. But
Yeah.
AB, do you have
Well,
anything you
while
want?
Mitch is getting his charts up and while Zunaid is hammering out a knot there, one of the things that I want to address real quick is Jay Rice. Love you guys, but can you cover stocks trading over $5? These penny stocks have too much
I
manipulation.
agree. I don't like to talk about stocks. Wait.
Couple of things to unpack here. So yes, we absolutely will. One of the things that I do here using the movers tool in Benzinga Pro is I take a look at whatever is gapping up here. That's generally where I'm going to start, and it's going to be a lot of these smaller stocks. One of the things that you'll notice is I have no price filter on my movers. So I'm looking for any of these stocks gapping up. The ones that put in some of these bigger moves happen to be lower price. However, we will not price discriminate on this show. We will cover any type of stock that sets up here. So I'm constantly watching for it. We had a couple of stocks recently in the teens that set up some pretty good moves. Nerve comes to mind. That gave us a monster trade. Yes, Jay, we will continue to try and get as many of these stocks that are moving as possible. I know Zunaid's over these options quite a bit. The ones that feel like they're manipulated, these are the ones where we can predict where the movement is going to be, or we can systemize it so we can try and capture some of that movement. Whether it's manipulation or not, I'll let somebody else worry with that. If a stock is set up and I think I can capture the movement that's coming up, I'm going to try to do that. And one more thing, one of the stocks, I know that this is kind of tongue in cheek here, but one of the stocks on the list today was above $5. It was ATXI. 571. Jay, all jokes aside, yes, I will continue to try to bring you stocks of all different prices. I just trade what's in front of me here.
100%. I was just going to say real quick, because I'm about to bounce. So yesterday we opened higher, ripped up like over 1% on the Qs and SPY by 10:30, reversed. Watch out for a reversal like that today. But if we do get, if it's around 10:30, whatever, and we're still moving higher, watch out for one of those kind of bear market rally days where a lot of people are short covering. And you think, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen today. I'm just saying if we don't see some sort of big reversal, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Qs close up, 2.5%, 3% today. It's been a while since we've had one of those kind of bear market rally days.
Well, let me ask you a question, AB. Let me spin that one step forward here. Let's say we do get that. All right. Everything aside, we do get the Qs closing up today. Are you going to try to short overnight? Are you thinking we bounce back down tomorrow? Do you think maybe there are some legs on that?
It's going to be a rally day. I see it.
I don't know. I mean, I think right now I wouldn't. If we close up today, no, I probably wouldn't go short tomorrow because you can also oftentimes see those rallies last like 2 days and then give it up. But I'm more bullish than the average person is right now.
Can't blame you, AB. It's a good day to be bullish, I feel.
Are you calling a bottom?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I do think HD is a really good play to play today. So I'm going to be looking today to see if this can come down and then get right back up there through the 271 level. Look for that kind of break, right? Yesterday it closed around the 266, 267s. Set up here on a bullish setup here. Now let's look for it to get through that 271. So you've got looking for a higher price stock. Also Lowe's is on my radar today. So look for that through a 189 level. So if you're looking for some higher price plays, those are two of my top plays that I'll be looking at. Big reason on these are hurricane type of stocks that like to make a move when the hurricane comes. A lot of people go to Home Depot to buy some wood, right? So we'll see how this kind of gets a lift or not. SPY was setting up with a little bit of a pullback here right before the open. It was going up, and right around not 850, we started getting a little bit of a pullback there. Let's see if we can get back above that kind of little bounce. The bounce was 368.79. Right now we're going straight down here out the open. Let's see if we can get back up above 368.79 and then go up there to test that 370, like the outlook that Zunaid was given. Like you saw highs there, looking to get right back to the highs. Well, it's going to need to do that. The SPY is going to need to just quickly catch a little bounce here. We'll see if we get it. Of course, it's going to be a little bit of a battle. The Qs look a little stronger than the SPY there, so maybe look for tech to lead. So Apple, boom, there's Apple. Microsoft, boom, there's a little bit of a push there. Oracle, getting a little bit of a push there. So take a look at these kind of stocks that have been beaten down, like an Adobe. Adobe's been beaten down. significantly. Now getting a little bit of a bounce. We'll see if some of these beat down tech names get some lift. Of course, Nvidia is a good measure of that. Look at Nvidia take some lead there towards 126. Now we're getting a little bit of a bounce. Of course, what do I see to the right? I see everything overall into the green. From the open, there's certain things leading: technology, consumer cyclical, healthcare. So if you're looking into that area, you're not trading bad names. Cyclicals are going to be like resorts, casinos. That kept getting a lift, right? LVS, now that's starting to pull back. MGM is starting to catch up there. Look for lodging to get a little bit of a bounce today. I know that Hyatt had gotten an upgrade today. That has an upgrade. Maybe it helps out with Hilton. Of course, these are not longer term plays, but beaten down names that could get some lift today. Coal is on my watch. Go ahead, guys. If you guys,
I was going to say real quick, just a couple of the stocks that we're watching here. So ATXI right out of the gate pulled almost down to VWAP. In fact, we got it a couple of cents from VWAP. That's ATXI, which I did not have up here. VWAP I've got at 556. Pulled immediately down to that and started to trade back up here. There's definitely a seller at 580, so a break above that would be something to watch. However, we're right down here at VWAP. If this holds, maybe we curl off the VWAP. One of the other things that was happening there, I was a little late, not in this here. ARDS, they had an offering. They were trading lower here. Looks like it's rebounding. We actually moved through one, got as high as 108. So moved through one, gave us 8 cents already. This looks like this is going to keep trying here. 110 looks to be the next spot on ARDS. So we're gonna, that's kind of what we're watching here. Watching coin out of the gate. Bitcoin was at the highs this morning. It's kind of come back in, but it looks like it's trying to bounce now. So we'll see if the Bitcoin plays get going here as
There's
well.
a nice push there in Home Depot, up already about almost 2% on the name there towards 272 there. Giving you guys the name before. I tried to get it in there, guys, but looks like I got it right at the bell there, but at least set up there. Looking for a move to 271 above, now going to 272. Now we can look for it to kind of make that extension. Look for the highs that were on Monday going towards 273. Let's get it through that level. Then you got 274 and 75 in play. It's not looking bad today. Home Depot, Lowe's doing the same kind of move up through the 89s there. So you could have got at least a good 1%, 2% almost already on these plays, and they're looking good today. Tech leading the way.
ATXI tried again to get through 580 and stop there. I really think 580 is our spot on ATXI. If we can break through this, we can probably pop. 6 might be on deck. Watching ATXI here.
I'm going to go ahead and get into some Tesla calls here. Just a very small size to start things up. You've got the 286.67 calls expiring this week on Tesla. I got filled at 678. Might go ahead and grab some more if this 5-minute candle closes above 286. So we shall see. We're about 6 seconds away from that, but I'm already in the position at 678.
Through 580 here on ATXI. Took some small here. Would love to see this go to 6. There we go. There we go.
Right,
and out. All right. So small trade just
rum alert.
Nice.
Rum alert, guys. Rum alert. Starting to go off there for me. Gave a little pop there. Had an alert set there. Now it's starting to move there. If you're looking at the rum, it's trying to get through 1277. Looking for pullbacks towards 1255 there.
12.97
trade, bud.
is your spot on Rumble, right? So taking out the high of yesterday's candle, that would actually complete this kind of curl up here formation. I like 12.97 here.
Nice trade, Ryan.
Thank you.
Go, man.
It's kept going. It's kept going. So a little bit more juice. High is 624 there. Holy smoke. 625 actually I have a high print. I got a
Nvidia wellness matters. Killing it on Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia is kind of leading a nice party move there. 3.5% move there on Nvidia. That's what you want to see. So you could also go for the laggard, right? AMD. It's not lagging by much. It's down. It's up 3.3%. So definitely those are the stocks getting some nice lift here today. Semiconductors. So also Qualcomm up, right? I mean, you can take a look at, Micron. Micron up 3%. So those are the stocks that are leading. The beaten down semiconductors are getting that kind of bounce today.
A real quick shout out to Jay Rice. The one stock from my list that was above $5, that's the one that's given us the best move so far.
Hey,
so Props to you on mentioning that. That one has given us the best move. ARDS gave us a move that actually wasn't flagged on my list, however, and I didn't trade it. But ATXI above 5 gave us a nice little move there.
Tesla on a little pullback. Home Depot now to 272, almost 273, guys. That's a 2.3% move there. This is a hurricane play. If you guys wanted to make some money on that hurricane, or maybe the hurricane's coming to you, you wanted to make some cash, not a bad play, Home Depot today.
So it's a funny thing about Floridians and hurricanes. So one of the guys that I play Escape from Tarkov with lives in Florida. And, you know, yesterday I'm seeing all of these things on Twitter, emergency evacuations, all of these storm reports and this and that. So I just simply asked him, I was like, hey, are you doing okay? Is everything okay down there? And his response was, LOL, yes, I'm fine. His buddy, about 30 minutes later, informed me that this was only probably going to be a Cat 4 and that he was going to be just fine. Almost as if it was NBD, just no big deal at all that there was a hurricane rolling through. I don't know how they do it, but he was kind of making light of the whole thing. Evidently, they live on a hill, so they don't even flood. It just all the water goes to somebody else's house.
Oh, that's convenient for them to have that happen.
Okay.
Tesla high days here. Go ahead and scale out if that's what you want. I'm personally waiting for about 289.50s, or excuse me, 288.50s or 289, somewhere in that range. Something to keep an eye on, though, is that you've got the SPY approaching that 370 level. It'll be interesting to see if it breaks above or if we reject from it. So if you're interested in some puts, decent risk reward here, maybe a point of a risk off, but looks to be a good trade here. ATXI, is that the ticker you were looking at? ATXI.
Yeah, ATXI. By the way, that has kept going here. We actually just popped through 550. They yanked it right back through 550, but that thing didn't stop. Remember, my exit was 603. So this thing went another 50-some cents from that. Reduced position, so I didn't end up scaling out. I was just in, and then I was out. There's your fire alarm. What happened? Where's coin? What's going on? Fire alarm.
It's SPY approaching closer and closer to that 370 level, and there it is, about less than 20 cents away. You do have Tesla pulling back a little bit. I don't like it, but you know that's okay. It's all right. We were up on our trade about $60 per contract or so. We didn't want to sell it because that's who we are, and that's okay. I am going to try to grab some ATXI if I can. I'm going to put an order out there to buy some at $6.03. Orders out there. Let's see if I get filled. What's up?
The only thing I would say for the people going through the hurricane, there's just one rule. Just don't go outside. That's the one rule that I would recommend that will save lives. So I've seen too many idiots out there at the beach during hurricanes, and I'm just like, come on, guys. There's no need to go see the beach when the hurricane's on. Just
I love this.
Hang out inside.
Mitch
hang out inside.
Takes when his doctor's appointment is, then comes on our show and delivers breaking news. Stay inside when there's a hurricane.
Stay inside.
I mean, this is just.
I can't believe you're not working for like another media outlet right now.
There's tons of people that will step up and then they'll go outside. They're like, oh, I want to go see the damage. Then they step in a puddle that that has some electrical wires in it, and next thing you know, kapoo. So don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Instead, they're gonna hotbox wherever they're at.
Yeah, in your garage. Keep it safe. Park in the garage.
Keep
don't
it
turn
safe,
the car on.
As big as possible.
Don't turn the car on though. Carbon monoxide, that'll get you. And you never know what's in the water. Definitely. And I can tell you that because I've just seen too many experiences, heard too many things when I was in Florida. I grew up in Florida. I mean, I know all the hurricane side. I mean, I grew up in right on the border of Broward and Miami-Dade.
In West Philadelphia?
Yeah, West Philadelphia, right on the border. No, but I probably got kicked out like him too. So, but no, the hurricanes aren't too bad as long as you got a newer house, you stay your butt inside, and you probably want to have a generator. So who knows? Generac, play today.
Speaking of which, looks like Sabrina saying, yes, Mitch, you never. Oh, nope, that's not the right comment. Sorry, Sabrina. Hang on a sec. Our shutters are up, expecting a direct hit, but we're 13 miles inland. We have a newer house built for it. Well, I'm glad that you have a newer house built for it, Sabrina. I hope that you and fam and loved ones are all okay. Crassy, same with you. My uncle lives in St. Pete and they're used to it, but this one will hit them straight on. Crassy, hope you and your family are A-okay and are not affected adversely by this.
You know, believe it or not, Blue Ice, we've actually already taken a few positions. I already said that I was in some Tesla calls.
Yeah, we've been in and out already.
And ATXI, Ryan has already been in the position itself. And of course, you've got SPY that we talked about breaking the 370 level. The profit target, in case you missed it, Blue Ice, for me is around 288.50 on Tesla. We'll see if it wants to flag a little bit and then continue to the upside or not. But you do have ATXI
new highs, by the
$7.
way. ATXIs.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel my order to buy some at $6 because that's clearly not going to happen anytime soon. So I'm going to cancel that. 710. Yep, looking like it. Looking like it. I'm going to grab it. I'll see if I can be a degenerate. I'm trying to grab some if I can. I don't think it's going to fill me, though. Come on. Come on. Give me some. 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 Give me some.
Halted.
Damn it.
So real quick, Becca's saying, I feel like you're always talking about the Darwin Awards. I will say we do shout out some of the stuff that is just amazing, like the idiots cooking chicken NyQuil and the people going out in hurricanes. So trying to bring some humor to the show. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I love skimboarding in kind of like, you know, the side on the bushes, you know, in the grass after the hurricane, but just wait a little bit. Man, I miss those. Those hurricane days weren't the worst, though. I remember we had a long one where I was out of school for like 2 weeks. Can't complain about being out of school for 2 weeks.
Imagine if you were trading back then. You could have just been on the ones and twos making money.
I did. I traded a day after the hurricane, but I didn't trade. That's just because I had internet and not that many people did. So I was like, you know, I'm going to go for it. Home Depot trying to make that move.
Coin trying to snap the highs here is 67.55. I think it should keep going if we pop that price there. Bitcoin did take another leg higher. It's pulling back a little bit now. Still higher, still off the lows.
Looking for that 274 there for Home Depot to get through. It's at 273.60s now. Let's see if it can get through that 274. That's kind of the level that I would be like, okay, that's not a bad trade there for us. That's almost a 2% move there from the open. It's up about 2.5. We'll see if it gets through that 274 mark, Home Depot.
You've got SPY rejecting from 50 cents from that 370 level. Now let's see if it wants to hold and come back. You've got Tesla right above VWAP as well. We keep having opportunities to scalp this one, but we're not looking to scalp it. We're not looking to puppy trade. We're looking for a solid move towards a 288.50.
No
let's
pups.
see if we can get that.
Judge, you went to the Giants game last night. I'm sorry they didn't get the W. I actually had 3 parlays placed on that game, and at about midway through the fourth quarter, after CeeDee Lamb got that touchdown, I was going to win 450 if the Giants won and 410 if the Cowboys won.
Nice. I had money on the
Giants. See a win
so
when they play the Bears.
Well, now you only have 2 teams in the NFL that are undefeated. I think it's Philly and
Miami.
Miami. That's
right. Of course. Who said that the Bills would beat the Dolphins? Who said that the Dolphins would beat the Bills? One here.
Actually, I think that was a really good loss for the Bills. I think Rip and DT said it yesterday. I think losing this early in the season sets them up for winning.
That's what they all say when they lose. It was a good loss.
You earned your victory lap today, Mitch.
No, it is what it is. I mean, Miami earned that victory lap. Let's just be real. They were able to beat them. And, I mean, they beat them with an inferior team. Let's just be honest. The Bills have a better team on paper. Always going to have a better team
than everybody on paper. Charge point here, ripping to the highs. We've talked about charge point on a regular basis. The thing is pretty choppy, but it's given us some really good trading opportunities. On the daily chart, it looks like it's curling here. So honestly, a move through 16, maybe we get a couple of day follow through here on charge point. Having a nice day today, pushing up towards the highs there. Missed this out of the open, but hit it now.
You've got the SPY testing VWAP and bouncing here. I like that test. See if we can find some buyers at the 369 and get us right back above 370. That would go ahead and help out our Tesla trade here as well. Still waiting for ATXI to go ahead and get out the halt. I tried to buy some shares into the halt. I did not get filled, so I am not in that trade. I tried to grab some at 6, but unfortunately the lowest it came down to was 618, so I didn't get a fill there. we'll see what happens with ATXI. I am interested in trading this one, but I want the best risk reward because this stock can make
First halt.
What's up?
So I wouldn't be shocked if that actually popped above.
Yeah.
Voodoo,
This is the first one. Yeah.
Voodoo, good job on taking the over. Jessica, yes, we called this being halted as soon as it was halted. We had one trade prior to the halt. Looks like we might have another opportunity when it opens here.
Yeah, and I do want to be a little bit greedy here. What's up? Oh, yeah, we do want to be a little bit greedy here. I am going to go all the way out to about, let's say, October.
Be right back.
28th. I'm going out to October 28th so that I can grab some 374 calls. I'm going to go ahead and get filled here at $10.16. Grabbing some more at $10.17. So my average is whatever that looks like. And there is the high of freaking day on Tesla. Blue Ice. You don't have to talk about stocks 24/7 to make money. I don't even know if you're still in here. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and scale out of some Tesla options and equity here. We're up about 0.5% on our equity position on Tesla. We got in at 286.14. We're going to go ahead and scale out for the first time here. And we're up about 7% on our Tesla calls as well. Let's go.
Came back to see ATXI opened right to 782 and rehalted. Rehalted 782 and second upside halt ATXI. Hey guys, do you think I sold that one a tad early today?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
So
there's a SPY. What a beautiful bounce from VWAP. Let's go, baby. Let me not be greedy here. Let me go ahead and...
Lowell's is close to that VWAP if you're trying to maybe look for some VWAP bounce type of plays.
Is that 20 or... So some more Tesla at 287.71. So that's a whole 1.5 move on that. Being a little bit greedy, I'm not going to lie, because I do like the bounce on SPY from VWAP. So I'm hoping that we'll go ahead and test the highs there, and that'll help Tesla go to make new highs. So that's the game plan for now. We'll see if I'm being too greedy and if it'll bite me in the bum. But for now,
this
we've
market
scaled out a little bit.
This market is one of those, like, I feel like it's okay to have that. I saw someone in the chat said it, one and done. I hit it AMD. I got it at the open. It went up. I nailed it. Goodbye. This is that type of market.
That was a lot of what was going through my thought process on ATXI, right? We've got a market that's kind of volatile and crazy right now.
Yeah.
Get your gains, get out, wait for the next one. That's why I'm not too upset about selling a little early here.
Yeah, I think the longer term holds should be on the bear side, not the bull side here. The longer term holds are more bearish. I mean,
what do you got, Zunaid?
Well, you've got the SPY moving to the downside, straight move through the VWAP as it's not trading at around.
Flush through there.
Bitcoin flushing too, by the way.
Oh, that's not a good sign. Not a good sign. I was thinking the SPY could be up today because of Bitcoin being up prior to the market opening, right? Now Bitcoin turning back around, not a good sign.
With the what do you call it? With
it was
SPY being
I see you, Ed.
With SPY being below VWAP, I am going to go ahead and get out of my SPY calls here. I'll tell you my fill in a second. My fill out on the loss is at 974. I got in at 1016, out at 974. I am still in my Tesla play. We did scale out some, so we locked in the gains on the equity and the contract side. But at the moment, my contracts are red on Tesla. If this breaks below VWAP, I will be out as well on the 5-minute. Keeping an eye on it on the close. SPY.
Okay, real quick here.
To the downside.
Real quick here. Just since we're talking about the SPY, I'm actually just seeing a headline cross Twitter here saying that Fed's Bullard says U.S. policy rate arguably now in restrictive territory. So why is that important? Well, according to Benzinga Pro, which is going to give you a bunch of the different headlines that we had about what Evans was saying this morning. Remember, one of the quotes was, Evans says it's appropriate. Oh, excuse me. Evans says we need restrictive financial conditions to curb inflation. Now we're hearing that Bullard is saying the U.S. policy rate is arguably in restrictive territory. So are these the little breadcrumbs? Are these the little clues that we can pick up on that the Fed is saying, hey, we realized how much damage we've done to the market. We've increased rates substantially. Maybe it's time we, at minimum, start thinking about slowing down the rate.
No, I don't think that's what I don't think that's what that states, Ryan.
So let me just the one thing that I wanted to add to that is I don't think that this has any effect on the next meeting. I think no matter what.
The big thing there also there is remember what he's saying there. He's reiterating Chairman Powell's comments, right? He's saying what did Chairman Powell say? We want to move to a restrictive policy. Yep. So he's just clearly just following that policy too. Well, if there's any two that I feel are kind of in the same like outlook right now, it's the ones you don't want. It's right here. It's a hawkish Fed with the Fed chair. It seems like they're both mentioning the same thing. Yeah, at least what I feel here, and it's just tough.
They are the one thing that they seem to react slow every time that they react. So one of the things that I'm trying to take note of is when they start to say that they're, reaching what their intention was. They want to have restrictive financial conditions. Looks like that's where we're getting. The question is really how long is this going to be? I don't think it's going to be a quick turnaround.
The market's trying to hold here. Even Home Depot came back there after a nice push. It did the 3 rule, tried on the 4th, and it fails sometimes, guys. That's why right now I'm starting to realize that if I want to play some of these day trades right out the open, I might just be looking to hold it literally for the first 15 minutes of the market. After that, I don't want it because it just leaves open room for this turnaround at the 945. And it looks like we're getting the turnaround right now.
ATXI with the open hit almost a high of about 250s. Now 291 halting possibly to the upside. 891. And looks like it's still trading. Looks like you had some sellers coming into that one. ATXI. Let's see if it's going to halt for the 3rd time or not.
Oh, my goodness.
Spread's about 10 cents on this one. Now tightening up a little bit.
Went to 891 and stopped there. Back.
You get through 9, you'll get the halt. I think you're going to get the halt if you get through 9. It touched it for a second, hit 9.
Yeah, went ahead and touched 9 on the ask.
Brought in a bid here at 890, and it's real, and they hit it.
Ooh, look at that.
Ouch.
Look at that pullback. I don't know about you guys, but this is why you got to be careful with a stock like this because like right there, if you bought like at 890s, it just went to 850s. If you bought 1,000 shares, that's 50, 60, now 75 cents. You're down there. You're down $750 real quick.
Yeah.
And so,
and Mitch, so, that's a really good point because you'll often hear me say, I don't want to play this halt nonsense. Like I don't want to be trapped in a halt. You're explaining exactly why I don't want that. These stocks move like crazy. I don't want to buy 1,000 shares and be down 75 cents in 3 seconds. That sucks.
That has happened to me in less than a second. That's my biggest loss. It's a $750 loss on a mover like this that I got caught buying through the whole dollar.
Yeah, keeps moving here at 920s is what it's trading at now, not about 940s or so. And now you're approaching 950s. 950s on this one. Let's see if it gets halted up so far. 957.
957 right there is the halt spot if it holds.
Oh, still got some selling action going on around that. Seeing some 957.
You see right now like a whole bunch of offering just going through. And then all of a sudden it just slows down. There it is. Halt. 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 Who goes there?
Halted.
It was already halted for me.
That was still filling on my side here.
Yeah? That's interesting. Mine showed halted like literally probably 10 seconds before you guys did.
I was watching the halt signal in Benzinga Pro, you guys.
I was watching time and sales.
By the way,
time and sales would be the best probably at the end of the day, but
the time and sale. So you will see that shifting, but sometimes like if there's enough stock there, it will come free from that spot where the halt is. So that's why I normally wait for Pro to confirm the halt. By the way, if you want access to these tools, check out the link in the description to start a free 2-week trial to Benzinga Pro. You don't even need your credit card. Try it first, see if it works for you. No obligation. What we use.
This white horse, why you got to say it like that? And no, I haven't. I didn't want to start making weird noises.
I thought you were going to wear a pineapple shirt today.
Oh, I forgot about that. Damn. I forgot about that. That's on me. You've got the SPY that tried to get over VWAP. Couldn't do it. Now it's kind of in a no man's land here. Again, if it goes ahead and breaks low day, you could possibly look at a short. I'm still in my Tesla position. We already took some profit, so we locked in some gains, which is why I'm comfortable letting this one wiggle around a little bit. And hopefully if the SPY can get back to the upside above VWAP, it'll help Tesla go ahead and make a move to the upside as well. Man, really wish I would have gotten that fill on ATXI.
Good move recently that's just moving towards the upside versus stocks that really broke out are some lodging stocks. Hyatt had some upgrade today, so that's having a good move there. You can see Hyatt just starting to push through the 82. Look for maybe Hilton to kind of play catch up and make a move back towards 121. And then you could also look at maybe Marriott to catch the VWAP right now and getting through the 40, 50s. Hyatt taking lead there right now on a nice little push.
VWAP still tough.
You guys are
time
gonna
for
make me
SPY.
actually. I have some pineapple in the fridge. I'm about to go eat.
I mean, yeah, I had popcorn in the morning, so you know, there's that. But you've got
Popcorn in the morning, you know, that's the balanced breakfast.
Oh, for sure, it's a breakfast of champions for sure. It's not frosted flakes.
Cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast.
Kettle corn though, or
Norwegian Cruise Lines
skinny
pushing up
popcorn.
to that
Hang on.
1420 level. You might have a spot
Norwegian.
above 1420.
There
You
you
do
go.
have-
Sorry, I was talking over you the whole time there, Zunaid. I'm sorry.
Good, no
You're
worries.
okay. You're fine. No worries. You want to cover it again? I can go after you. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I'm observing a stock moving up to an area here. We might have a trade if it pop above 1420. I don't trust the cruise lines though, so for me, we're just kind of watching it. I'm just calling the things that I see off this scanner here.
Yeah, they're squeezing. And the Carnival's squeezing too. So
Yep.
it's like
Same
kind of
with
these
Royal
little.
Caribbean.
It's not plays that I would maybe hold overnight. It would be really day trades, but they are getting the little push, right?
INDO is moving on, CL moving. So keep an eye on that if you like to trade this
Interesting
type
there.
of stock. It's not one that I often like to trade, so I'm going to stay away from it and move back to my
I
SPY.
mean,
here.
energy is not having a bad day today. So XOM's up 2%, trying to make another push up. Rush, also another one you guys can keep watch. So take a look at the oil names today. They're not looking too bad. Oxy just catching a little bit of a bounce there. Now trying to hold the VWAP on pullbacks. MRO, VWAP hold here. So look, if you're looking bullish for those moves to come on up there, there's your kind of play that you guys can be looking at off the VWAP. MRO doesn't look too bad there for a push towards 2175. And you got some good risk to return there. Doesn't look bad. And INDO, of course, that's a fast mover. So just be careful on that one, but it is moving. It's up 8% already.
Come on, SPY. What you going to do, SPY?
EGY.
Move on to the upside. Let's see if there's any other tickers that are kind of moving while we wait on ATXI. I'm going to go ahead and add that to my
Still
watch
waiting on
list to
ATXI.
easy. Yep.
This one I like today, guys. If I can get a little pullback to hold VWAP right now, 2125, I'm going to take a shot on BTU here. What we got there? Tesla still holding?
Tesla still holding above VWAP as you've got SPY
you
again
go.
in that same no man's land here. Coinbase has 6350s. You've got a high of about 6750s on that one. So no position for me on Coinbase, just kind of checking it out. And let's go ahead and see what's going on with Amazon here. Amazon to the downside. That's a little bit weaker. SPY could not get over VWAP. Now it's looking to make a try once again. If it does, means good things for my Tesla trade. Already scaled out some, so we're doing okay on that. AMD, again, still in that middle range. No real movement on either of these stocks. Tesla's the closest one to me, but again, that can easily go ahead and fill. And same thing with Apple, just kind of stuck in that middle range so far here in the 30 minutes. Near VWAP, which way do we go? I do not know.
DKNG near the highs. Mitch's Donkey Kong. And by the way, APRN breaking out here. Becca, good shout on APRN. I know you've been on this. You've been reading about this too. Let us know if you found anything. Apron definitely moving here on expanding volume. Didn't have this on my radar today, but we are moving up here.
SPY downside.
SPY.
And SPY making new lows
Playing
here.
games, man. Playing games with you guys.
SPY making lows at 367s. And you did get a
Yes.
halt. You did get a halt down on ATXI. 861 is the halt down.
Happen fast too. Another reason I don't want to be trapped in halts.
Come on, Tesla. I'm holding on to Tesla because it's 10-minute EMA is holding. But if SPY doesn't bounce, this could get ugly for me on the Tesla trade. Looks like you had CCI numbers and all that coming out today. Let's see what's going on with Apple. Yeah, Apple hasn't made new lows just yet, but it is well below VWAP by about almost a point. As Tesla's looking to get back above VWAP at 286s. Why do I have, let's see. That's weird. Huh. Anyway, SPY's trying to make new lows again, trying to break that 367. For me, it's a no trade between the 370 area and the 363, but I am keeping an eye on SPY because I'm in the Tesla trade. Waiting for it to possibly hold this 385. If it does, great. If it doesn't, we go ahead and get out of it and move on. Go ahead and block that. Way to go, Charles. Hopefully you leave the casino and enjoy the rest of your day.
Love seeing the discipline. Love when people are making their goal, they're walking away and keeping their own gains. Definitely love seeing that in a volatile market. That's
absolutely
good discipline right there.
Long here, 21.16s for BTU. It's dropping fast though. It went to right to its 21.08s right now. Thinking about add here, but just since it's dropping this fast, I normally respect myself there and just wait for it to see if we can recover. If it breaks through the 21, that's the risk out. And if it does that immediately, rather get out on the first position than get out on the add.
New lows on SPY, continuing the downside movement. I'm going to go ahead and get out of my
coffee. That's sad.
I'm sorry?
I'm out of coffee and I'm disappointed about that.
Oh, that is sad. Still waiting on Tesla to break this EMA. Holding on for dear life on this trade. I'm glad we took some profits when we were around the 288 plus, or else this could have been a bad trade for me. But because we took some gains, I'm okay.
So because you properly managed your risk, you were able to have a successful trade?
Yeah. Well, so this one's going to end up being a red trade for me because of how far Tesla has moved, or how far Tesla could move if it breaks to 287. But so far, though, it's a green trade. But if it breaks this 385, and depending on how far it goes when I actually close it out, it could be slightly a red trade for me, which is obviously better than not selling anything and having it be because that'd just be down like $1,000 then. That's never fun. Then you've got Apple testing the lows as well. So if you believe in a bounce in the market, and if you don't want to play SPY, you can play Apple with the stop loss below at 152.50s. Oh, let's see what ATXI is doing after it's halted down. Any movement yet? Nope. Has not come out of the halt after the halt down.
DG's birthday today?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what Shannon's mentioned. Oh, Dave Green's birthday today. David Green, happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, bud.
Yeah, happy birthday to David Green.
I don't know if he's on today with AB or not, but happy birthday to him.
AB, if you're out there, send our best to David Green.
Wait, what just? Oh, there it is.
Oh, Born, what are you talking about? He doesn't look a day over 30. Ron sending me some coffee. My man, Ron. Thanks very much.
Always can use some coffee.
How am I? Come on. Come on, SPY. Make a push above so Tesla can make a push above, and then everybody's happy except the shorts. Come on. Come on. Come on, Elon.
I spy with my little eyes saying, you guys thought it was a bullish day. Oh, man. The hourly traps, man. This is why I love hourly charts, because we just went to resistance, rejected resistance. We're still stuck in an hourly chart on the SPY. You can see here 370.62s. Right around this high here, it's 370.62. We couldn't get through that. We went to 370.40, rejected that move. So right now we're in this kind of sideways price action between 370s and 362.17, right? Which is that all-time low. I mean, we can pull it a little bit closer towards where it's gone, which is 362.98. But I think we are looking like we're going to play chop between these zones. And that's where you don't want to get chopped up. Just be careful out there.
Oh, come on. If SPY wants to go ahead and make a test of VWAP, that would be helpful. I do like how well Tesla has held up, though.
I think Tesla has some delivery news that there were kind of rumors about. Did see something like that.
Justin is asking here, you guys ever buy calls instead of puts by accident? Justin, I've made a lot of mistakes with my order entry, but I've never done this one. And I know a lot of traders have. And the only reason that I can come up with is that the way that Thinkorswim works, which is the only broker that I was trading options on, the way it works is it makes it very difficult for me to purchase the wrong call or put. Now, by trying to buy 100 contracts instead of 10, yeah, that can happen. And I've messed up with my size more times than I care to admit.
Oh my God,
but
yes.
I've never actually bought puts instead of calls by accident.
I definitely have. So yeah, I have absolutely done that, Justin.
I have coffee at home. I just meant that the coffee in my cup ran out. I'll be honest, I don't really care for Starbucks coffee, and I don't want to DoorDash anything.
Yeah, imagine paying $7 for delivery for a $7 coffee.
I don't know what I would do, but I would be very disappointed in myself.
I'd be playing golf as much.
We're not in dire straits just yet. Let's face it.
SPY, new lows, Tesla. Still holding on to that 285, but that's going to be broken, and there's the break. Continue it. All right, let me go ahead and pull up my broker so I can
SPY not looking good here.
All right.
SPY not looking good. Down to 362.17. At least some BTUs hanging on to this 21. Want to see it recover. Then I can add to it if it gets back through the VWAP. But it's not looking bueno.
Tesla, if you're going to break, just break. Come on. Take me out of my misery.
Market totally rolling over here. We were up 300 plus. We're only up 97 on the Dow here. Would be interesting to see.
Nvidia about to go in the red. That was the biggest mover of those semis that were getting that push. So you got to be careful in this market. I feel like playing those continuations right now, you're just asking to get hurt because it's just, there's no continuation. It's just bang up, bang down.
That's why I asked AB earlier if we do in fact close green, do we think we're going to have any continuation to tomorrow into the next session?
That's the hard part.
It just seems like we would just be back and forth.
And you know what this move is? The classic move that I talked about on pre-market prep today. It's the algos stopping out the longs, stopping out the shorts. It's crazy, but that's what happens. This little spike scares the shorts. They're like, oh, I need to cover. I need to cover. Next thing you know, it comes back around on the other traders. All the bull traders that were like, oh, this is the rally. I don't want to miss it.
Market inflicting as much pain as it can.
Yeah, man.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, and this is kind of classic. And you know what that usually is? That's algos beating us. Algos are such a thing. They just try to capture our emotion a lot of the times. That's why there's such studies going into kind of behavioral finance, because the algos are taking advantage of that. BTU finally recovering the 21 back towards my entry of 21.15 here. Thinking about adding to the position. It's going a little bit too fast there. It's already at 21.22. Needed to pull back here towards 18s, but I mean, it's just taking off here. Not looking too bad there. BTU starting to really get a little bit of a move, little coal play action. Let's see if we can get back above the 25s. Now really hold the VWAP. VWAP is 21.19s. We don't even want to see it back towards 21.10. Want to really start taking off towards 21.50. I'll take some profit towards 2140s. Look through the 2150s for the breakout. Let's see if we get it.
What was I about to do? Oh, you've got ATXI open again. Moving to the downside. I've got an order out to buy some ATXI at $7.05. $7.05 is what I'm hoping my entry will be, as you've got SPY bouncing from 366.
Before it got there, right? Isn't that?
Well, unless it just kind of like, I'm not saying it'll go straight down, but if it kind of just kind of stair steps its way downstairs, then that's kind of where I want to buy it. Because you do see volume dying out a little bit in this one. You've got Tesla now testing VWAP. Still in the trade as it did not break the EMA that we talked about. I am now at break even on the equity side, but I'm a greedy individual, so I'm holding on to this trade. I do not care. But I could be very, very stubbornly wrong here in a matter of minutes.
Jessica, you're explaining a reverse split. So that should have no impact on the actual P&L of that position, because the price is increased at the same rate which your shares are consolidated. So it should net to even. Now, a lot of the time, especially with reverse splits, we see these stocks run afterwards. In some cases, that can actually set up a trade. But that is a reverse split. They also split stocks when the price becomes too high. Should have no impact on the P&L. In theory.
What you gonna do, Tesla? What you gonna do? On the other hand, if you do like a Tesla short, this is not a bad risk reward here, as you can have a risk off of $1 and risk off of 287s. But again, I am long. And the only issue is going to be if SPY cannot make its way back to VWAP. I'm hoping if it makes back to VWAP, then hopefully you have Tesla that can kind of make it towards the 287s, but it's all dependent on the market. ATXI waiting on that to hit 705 so I can get filled. Currently trading at 816, not trying to chase that move.
DKNG trying to break above this consolidation area. 1567 is the high. It's trying to break above here. We'll see if it can do that.
I'm trying to do a banana smash.
I'll be right back. Oh, he just left. I'll come back. I'll go when he comes back.
Not a worry.
Come on, Tesla. Come on.
What happens if an option expires in the money? Said Abe.
You get assigned. So if you have the equity if you have the cash for, you will get assigned shares when you wake up Saturday morning, and you'll see it in your broker on Monday.
Yep. Next thing you know, if you had that 100 shares, right?
And then you're responsible for whatever happens in the pre-market and whatever else on Monday. If you don't have the cash for it, the broker will usually sell it on Friday before close to make sure that you don't have to deal with that nonsense. But if not, they'll go ahead and sell it for you on Monday morning. And if there is an L, they're going to take it from your account.
Boom. There you see it.
Yeah,
but this way.
Fun. It's not fun. I had that happen with Tesla about a year ago, and I was sweating bullets because I tried to be cute, tried to play something an hour before close, and I totally forgot I had that position. And then I realized it was past 4 o'clock. I had some calls. Thankfully, though, this was when we were in a rally situation. So Tesla went from like 900 to 1,000 in that week. So I was fortunate to capture 40-50% of that move. But it's definitely not fun. As by the way, Tesla is now, let's freaking go, man. This is why you're patient with it. Tesla is now above VWAP, but it's got to hold. SPY's kind of looking weak here. So got to be careful with my trading.
There's a nice push there for BTU. Now up there to 2135s. Gonna get an order out here, try to get out at 2140s, at least some of it, and then look for the rest through the 2150s to break out. Let's see if we get it.
Tesla is strong, but market is weak. That's the battle we're having. The equity side of things, just to go ahead and slim down, I'm going to go ahead and sell majority of my position here on the equity side at 286.83. So that's like maybe 20 cents in the money. But earlier we took about $1.50 profit, as now you've got Tesla trying to break the 287s.
Apron trying to snap 508 here.
I'll be right back.
I'm going to watch Apron at this spot here. Yeah, sorry. Fall is officially here in Chicago, so my allergies are going crazy. I feel like I'm blowing my
Yeah,
nose
it's
every 5
getting
minutes.
around the
Nuts.
whole United States. The temperatures are
I
going
love it.
down at least.
I love it.
Yeah, bring those temperatures back down, right? I mean, it got too hot in the summer.
Apron
that
trying to
push.
take out this 508. That's the high spot that I've got here on Apron. It's just kind of sitting there.
All right. Trying to see this last little push. Get out
Seeking.
half.
That's what seems to happen to me. The ones I got assigned and sold on fear all went on a run. And the ones I intended to get assigned never played out. Oh man. I can relate.
All right. Just got out half there at 2140. BTU. Just got out half there. Just clicked for a second there with 42 on the offer and 40 on the bid. So I just jumped out there on the bid there. Now let's see if it can take off through 2150s and I can get the rest out.
Jay
on the
Rice is on
expansion.
BPU, if I'm not mistaken.
It's not a bad looking play today.
No.
See if we can get it through that 2150. That's an important price level. If not, we could come right back down through the 21. Gapped up today through that 21. I don't want to come back to it. I want to expand.
XOP looking like it's trying to curl here. Check in on ATXI. Looks like we're drifting back down to where Zunaid's buy was.
Well, we're still waiting for it, but
Good
yeah.
morning, Clue.
I lag. I lag, you lag, we all lag. Yeah, not looking too bad there in that I lag.
Nope.
Slowly making its move.
Remember what we talked about. Move through 250 was the first thing that we wanted to see. We've got that here. We have a high print of 262. Would love to see that candle get taken out. This is what, from yesterday? Yeah, no, this is from today. So we have a pre-market high here of 290. So maybe some more room to keep trading up there if we get it going.
All right, about to get looking like we're going to get that 2150 push. We're at 2149 here on BTU. Can it take the next extension up? Measure the flag. Flag action had about 58 cents. Broke around the 2130s. Maybe we get the 2180s. There's 2158s. There's 60s. If we get into the 65 or 70, I might just take it.
Apron through that 508 spot. Took my eyes off of it for 10 seconds, and it went right through that spot. Cool.
65 on the offer. 64
Amazon
on the bid.
calls come in here. AYLA, really disappointing from this morning.
Pulled back a little bit there. Wanted it to get to 2170. Got a little picky there. See if we can get that expansion. Refilling at 2150 is what we want to see.
Nah, it's skinny popcorn, Jessica. For some reason, I'm on my second bag this morning.
It's not skinny, V2, right?
It is, because it's only 100 calories per bag. It's the only reason I'm okay with it.
All right, there's 59s, 60s, 63. Let's go. Come on.
Apron, by the way, through that 508 spot, went as high as 518. Didn't trade it, but had a nice move through that spot.
All right, trying to get this BTU through that 2165 to 2170, and then we can just take it. 66, 67, and on the trigger. Out there, 68s. All right, there you go. 2168, not bad. Not bad. 2168 from 2115. We risked about 15 cents on this trade. So thinking about it in that sense, Not a bad trade, right? About 50 cents on the profit side. It's close to 5-1 versus 4-1. And I love those styles of trades because I can attack these and be literally
Take care, Born.
25 to 30% accurate. And if I'm 25 to 30% accurate, I'm deep into the green. That's what I like to do. I don't try to be as accurate as a lot of traders do. I feel like a lot of traders try to have high accuracy. It's just tough on yourself to have that high accuracy. So what I try to do to make up for it is always go for higher reward than the risk, right? And you want to go towards, I like the 4-1 outlook and 3-1 outlook. 5-1s don't really usually happen. I mean, this was just kind of like a nice expansion there, but not a bad trade there.
ATXI went all the way down to about the 740s, I believe it was. Let's see what this candle is. Yep, 742. My entry at 705 was nonsense, apparently. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that buy order because I missed that entry once again. So canceling ATXI for now. Actually,
not a bad trade.
I just don't know if it's going to get there. But if it does, I'd be happy to purchase some stock on ATXI. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and cancel it as you've got Tesla looking to make a move to the upside from VWAP.
Coming back. Home Depot coming back, giving us another chance. Man, this SPY just playing games, man. It's just stuck in the hourly range. So it's hard to believe that it's just going to rip here through the 370. But it could do it. I mean, it very much could do it. It's just playing games a lot of the times.
Playing games with HD, it looks like, too.
Yeah, it pulled it back. And now it can, catch that 270 again and get that rip. Where did it break out from? The 270. Went right back to it.
Ryan, I know you're working out and stuff. How often do you lift, like days wise?
3 to 4 days a week if I can keep up with it. I'll be honest. I've been doing better with the cardio than I have with the lifting as of late.
Oh, you and I are so different. Have you heard about the Rice Krispie thing before working out?
Didn't you just mention that the other day? Your trainer said to eat the Rice
man,
Krispie
did I mention it? Okay, so the reason I asked that is because I went to Costco yesterday. That's when I got the skinny popcorn. But I also bought, I took a risk in my life, but I bought a bag of Rice Krispie treats, 60 of them. And I was just thinking about what my day looks like. And then I was like, oh, shoot, I wonder if I told Ryan about that. Clearly I did.
Yep.
But anyway.
I remember.
Something.
Yeah, we had seen INDO move a little bit. Kalu, we saw INDO move. Looks like you're mentioning some of the other ones. Yeah, the HUSA play, the BORR. So the Justin wants to know what's the Rice Krispie trick?
So it's pretty much where it's like before you lift weights, if you eat Rice Krispie or like Starburst or anything like that, it helps you be more energetic and gives you a quick boost of energy for a workout. I'll be honest, I'm probably not explaining it the best, but TikTok is who started the trend, so just be careful on.
Here we go.
The only thing that I would say about that. Yeah, and is just think about what it's giving you, right? It's going to give you a boost of carbohydrates that you can burn.
Right.
So carbs.
It's simple carbs is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to understand the complexity there, right? So it's not necessarily even about the sugar, Brian. It's more about the carbs. So you need carbs to work out, right? Let's just be honest. Like you can't just like be on 0 carbs and expect you're going to go lift heavy weights. Like you literally pass out. I think that's just kind of more of a trick to try. It's like taking a pre-workout.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like
taking
a
pre-workout
junior to me. And of course, are there better things out there? Absolutely. Are there healthier options out there? Absolutely. But anyway, that's just a quick article on it. I use it. I'll have Starburst, sometimes Rice Krispie. I've noticed a difference, but there's that. And you've got a little bit of move on Tesla as well. Let's go. SPY now testing VWAP. Let's see if it rejects you. If you like SPY to the short side, this is a solid risk reward. You can risk about a point, maybe to 369s or so, and see if it rejects. But I am in my wind and solar ain't gonna pull Europe through the winter. Yada yada yada. Da 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 da. Oh, there's the tickers. Nice. Appreciate that, Jay Rice.
No, and I'm with you on that. I don't think wind and solar is the answer to pull Europe through the winter either.
You're right. Uranium ripping.
Yep.
You see CJ, a nice stock to watch today. It's pushing. But I would say if you really want to do better and long, kind of have sustained energy, you want to have like a complex carb, or you want to be maybe eating some pasta, throughout your day. That's going to give you more energy longer term. It's like a wrestler or a football player. They always like to eat pasta before they go into their games because you have long-term energy versus short, sustained, like a little spike. But hey, I mean, I'll tell you one thing. There's also intraday workouts that have like glucose, and that can help you too. So there's, pre-workouts, there's intra workouts, and there's post workouts. So maybe look for an intra workout if you're finding yourself down in the middle of your workout.
ATXI is still halted. No movement on that stock.
Halted, looks like back to the upside here.
I feel like doing a day trade on Lowell's right now, but it's already pushing off there off the VWAP. It just held now 89.25s. Home Depot still looking great too.
And there's a reject from SPY off of the VWAP that we talked about. Couldn't get over it just yet. We'll see if he wants to test it again. Mitch used to play baseball, I think. ATXI popping up to the high, popping to the upside. Not the highs just yet. 942 is where we're at. Maybe about 7 cents away from the highs. 950 now, 948, 946, 952. And there's the highs on ATXI, 979. Shorts, I'm sure, would want to cover above 10. Solid whole round number. I believe the pre-market, the highs were like 1070s or something. What was it? Yeah, approximately 1090s were the pre-market highs just a couple of days ago on this ticker.
Trying to get some guests for stock market movers because I thought I wasn't going to have it today, but as we could tell, we're going to have it.
Well, whoever you have for tomorrow, just see if they can come in today.
Yeah, the only thing is I kind of told them yesterday that I wasn't going to be able to have them today. So I don't like to play, musical chairs with my guest.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to tell them you can't do tomorrow anyway, right? So you're going to have to
Well, I think I'm going to suck it up tomorrow. I think I'm just going to have to suck it up. Normally, I hate doing things like after I get blood taken because I'm kind of a wuss when it comes to blood. But yeah, I mean, so I'm just going to have to suck it up. Just go to it.
Pop on ATXI above 10, now trading at 10.15. We are still in the Tesla calls. We're up.
SPY rejected that VWAP really quickly. Quickly. It didn't even want to hold like a cent above. The high there at 368.17, and my VWAP was 368.18. Not a cent over that VWAP. And so another game played there. And so you're going to see a little bit maybe of some chop. Doesn't mean that it won't get it out of this chop, but the chop continues. So what have we been seeing, guys? We've been seeing really quick moves out the gates, eventually slow trickle down from there. That's why it's hard to play these.
Except for ATXI, which likes to keep busting new highs even after halts.
Because it's biotech. Let's just be honest. Biotechs are in a whole
You're right about
realm,
that. You're right about that.
That's on a whole nother realm. I can't even trade biotechs. I'll just be honest, guys. Like
I don't trade them very well either.
I specifically stay away from biotechs unless it's like Moderna, a big biotech. Then I maybe trade it, but most of the time, if it's one of these smaller penny names from, whether it's be a trial or something like that, I try to stay away from these. These are the ones that can give you a lot of return, but I don't need that type of risk to make money. Eat a big cookie, you'll be fine. I don't know what it is. I mean, I've had like a lot of blood taken in my life, and maybe that's what it is, but I'm not a big blood guy.
ATXI, the stock du jour today.
Yeah, keep missing my entries on it though.
And lo and behold, look at Melco, MLCO down a little bit. I guess we're up 4 cents on the day, but not having continuation from the move yesterday. So actually, let's check win too and see what that's
AMC getting the bounce back.
Win up a little bit more.
The win. Yeah, man. Nice little pattern there.
So LVS and MLCO about flat, but win up to almost 3%.
Well, Win has the strongest connection,
Yeah,
I would say, and also Win sold off their gaming aspect to it, right?
Yeah.
So it definitely gets some lift there. And LVS was kind of more the leader yesterday, so not a bad little lag. And I like stocks that lag, man. Sometimes you go for the major leader, but the laggard can give you a little bit of some insight. And if you look at the leader continuing to rip, a lot of times the laggard just continues to follow, right? So perfect examples of stock like today is Nvda and AMD. Very similar stocks, right? One's going to take lead, one's going to lag. And so sometimes I look at it and I'll look at the relationships and I'll be like, okay, well, let's kind of look at the relationship and see how this one's moving side by side, right? This is how we sometimes, and you'll hear Triple D always talk about how he's more of a relationship trader than he is a technical or fundamental trader, right? And so let's look if one takes lead, right? So like if Nvidia just pushes through now, it's hanging what? Right, slightly above VWAP compared to AMD, which is slightly below VWAP. So the laggard is AMD, the leader is Nvidia. So you start drawing your lines, whatever, you're looking for a nice little pop here, and you're looking for it to make its way towards 2670s. And then if you see that, why not play maybe the VWAP bounce style play with a risk underneath it defined on an AMD? That's how I approach it sometimes, right? And it's as simple as that. That's called the leader laggard style trade. Of course, what you want to see is a breakout in one of the stocks. That's why I drew the box above that trend line, not necessarily at it, right? I wanted to make that breakout move. Then I'll look to play catch up on AMD. Just one way to look at it.
You do have, excuse me, Nvidia above VWAP here. If the market can get above VWAP, man, we've got some solid stocks that we can trade.
Some solid setups there. I would agree with that. You get the SPY to hold the VWAP, Nvidia would look nice.
Well, Eddie's asking Mitch if you want to take a look at it because it's not something that I am very good at here. Do you think Nvidia has a possible cup and handle on the 3-minute?
Well, I mean, to tell you the truth, you maybe have to go down towards the 1 to see kind of more of a cup and handle look. But what does this show you more, right? I mean, it's more of a kind of this is more like kind of a wedge pattern, right? Because I mean, you're getting this kind of downtrend and you're getting this push. It's not really kind of a cup and handle. Cup and handles, a lot of the time, you're going to have a huge kind of rounding effect. So you see how this one has this down and up moves? If you count it, it's going to be more of kind of towards that. But you do have a little bit of a rounding bottom if you wanted to kind of call this kind of your cup, and then you're calling this your handle. It's not a bad outlook, but the only thing is the price levels to the left don't really give you kind of more of this complete look. If it was kind of more where this was connected, then I would be like, all right, there's your cup and handle. I would just say this is kind of the rule of 3 playing in. This is kind of a declining wedge pattern, ascending wedge pattern, trying to get through there. And you're declining because of the trend line here, trying to hold above the trend line. So a lot of times what you want to see is the break above and the throwback holding. We wouldn't want it to break VWAP now. Definitely holding VWAP, holding this pullback, closing towards 126.50. If you get that next candle in the next, let's say 3 minutes, you're going to be looking good for a nice push towards 26.75.
Veru getting some action here today. Took 5 attempts to get through the 1090 level that we've identified on this chart from way back here. But it does look like we're curling now here. Nice little trade up to that 1120, rejected, and looks like we're going back to that. So 1120 pop above here on Veru. This might be tradable. Veru been back and forth, but looks like it's trying to move back up here.
Well, I need to start pulling some CMT knowledge for you guys to try to help on those patterns. So
we're never going to turn down CMT knowledge.
Of course.
Never.
Got to get to this book somehow, right? I'm actually covering right now some of the simple patterns right now. So there's so much, man. One thing I notice more and more, I'm starting to like more bar charts than candles. I mean, I feel like candles are a little bit kind of a lot of misleading. It's a lot of the coloring that is part of candles. So bar charts, a lot of the times they're they're one color, which kind of helps. Let's see.
Heard some commotion in the room that the birds are in, so just needed to make sure that Buddy wasn't assassinating
The
them.
birds, the birds.
Yeah,
Yes, save the birds.
Cressy, so I'm watching this. I haven't made any trades around this yet, but I am watching this. And real quick, just to kind of give you some clarity on this, I saw this news story this morning. Nord Stream 2 operator decries unprecedented damage to 3 pipelines. And I was reading through it here. The damage occurred simultaneously in one day at 3 lines of the offshore pipelines of the Nord Stream system. And it's unprecedented. So they are suspecting sabotage here. I'm watching this to see how this plays out. Here, I'll go ahead and post the article here in the chat if any of you want to read up on that. But good mention there. Watching this, going to try and see what other types of headlines we have and ask a little bit more about this later today.
So if you let me see if I can get it to zoom in there. Can you blow me up?
Yep, gotcha.
So this is the descending triangle that I talked about. So you can see here how it's the downtrending line is what gives it to you. You see how that throwback is what we're looking for? It breaks above the trend line, comes back to that trend line, breaks out. That's what you'd be looking for in that Nvda pattern. So if you can see that we come away from closing towards 126.50, that's not a good sign. What you want to see is to close above that 126.50s. That's going to close above the trend line and probably give us that run to 126.75. And if you can see now that Nvidia is starting to hold up slightly above the VWAP, what is AMD doing? Now it's starting to break through the VWAP. That's a good sign. AMD just gave us a little bit of a lead mark there, and you can see it like literally as it's happening there. AMD starts leading. It gives us a little bit of a spike. Then all of a sudden, Nvidia did that spike towards the 26.75. Now you just want to see it close above 126.50 on Nvidia in the next, for me, I have a 3-minute chart, right? So it would be that 3 minutes. Can I get a close above that to show me the breakout strength? Remember, wicks are tricks. That's the way I look at wicks nowadays.
Wicks are tricks. I like that. I am most likely going to reuse that at some point, Mitch. I really like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a new thing that I just thought about lately, and that's the way I try to look at them now. It's those wicks are tricks. Close, candles, the body is what matters. Those are just selling pressure and buying pressure, and a lot of the times those are where you're seeing turnaround, not necessarily volume filling.
Oh, Zunaid, you're muted. You have to unmute your mic. I think that when you turn your camera off and was just housing popcorn and we could hear the bag crinkling, I had to mute you.
Well, now I've moved on and I've gotten myself promoted to Rice Krispies because, like I said, this is why you can't give me stuff because I'm going to eat this like a kid. But wicks are for kids. That's what I was saying.
Just do a little flex,
right there.
A little flex.
Oh yeah,
I'm using the energy. I'm using the energy.
Yeah, well, on the trades, you know what I mean?
Yeah, wick fake outs, they happen often. That's why I like daily charts at the end of the day. I got you. I'm going to try to, when I see those patterns more often, give you guys the book examples so that you guys can go more off, the kind of that true knowledge. And then you guys make it how you guys want. I'm always willing to go over patterns. If there's certain aspects to technicals that you guys want to dive deep in, hey, let me know, guys. I can do kind of a research project for us and do some deeper dive. I know I'm going to do a longer video on fibs, not like long, but like, let's say like a 7-minute video on fibs, because I know that a lot of people want to learn fibs, but it's just too complicated. So I'm going to do it kind of more in a serious outlook where I go into the very basics first, understanding kind of the waves, wave theory. That's what you got to first understand if you're going to try to trade the fibs. And then you can get into kind of deeper understanding of the golden mean, the retracements. How do I draw these? There's a lot to them.
Speaking of wicks, I think it's a good time to talk about how you see a wick of SPY above VWAP, but it rejected immediately, and now it's to the downside. And similar thing on Tesla, wick to the 288s, came right back down. But let's see if it can reclaim VWAP if the SPY can and close above it. But so far, nothing there. Let's see what ATXI is doing. Woo! Move to the upside there at 1039. What you got, Mitch?
No, I'm just laughing. I can see that ATXI and I can see it just halted back up.
Halted again. We're waiting here at 1039. We'll see where ATXI opens, probably above that high if I had to guess. One of the other things here, what was that stock that I just had up here? LAZR, Laser. This is one we traded before. This making a nice move here today. Looks like this might be tradable above 798 or even through 8 here. So worth keeping Laser, LAZR, on the back burner.
It's not a bad one to keep on the back burner.
Nope.
And there you see that kind of algorithmic volume and kind of stopping out that I've seen a lot in this AMD. Look how AMD wicked up there to 68.30, came right back down, and then wicks towards 67.85. To me, that's algos just loving the volatility there. I'll tell you what, a lot of retail traders aren't going to like that type of volatility, where a stock is going from 68.30 immediately down towards 67.85. It's not an easy thing to get through, especially if you have bigger size.
Archie Manning. All right. Yeah, you have good football in that family. Wanting to take a look at NNDM. Currently have 650 in cash value, trading below 250. And now I have Meet Kevin as a big time investor. The Meet
that
Kevin
scares
thing,
me.
Yeah, the Meet Kevin thing is that doesn't affect me at all. Mitch, would you mind taking a look at this here, at least for the chart, see what the chart tells you?
Yeah, I've actually done a little bit of outlook on this. I know that our friend has mentioned here also that they have enough cash to survive. I think I've already kind of stated at least what he needs to hear is a move back above 3. It's in a downtrend, has not changed that. Even though it had a little bit of a spike in 21, right? What has happened since then? Downtrend. So doesn't mean that this company can't come back. I understand why you like it. And just like I like DM, right? Desktop Metals, a very similar company, right? Companies I like. That doesn't mean the trend has changed.
You've got ATXI unhalted again, moved its way towards $11. Again,
Ooh.
We'll see if he wants to break above 11. Here's 11. There's 1109, 1111, 1104s. So that's a nice move to the upside. Have I tried raw nuts? Check out the benefits. I have not. Okay, look, here's the brown in me. Here's the brown in me. I feel like nuts are overpriced. I've been to Costco. I've looked at them. I feel like they're overpriced.
They are. The reason why, though, because it's good protein, man. Good
I
energy.
was going to say they're good for you. I mean,
that's the reason why it's expensive, bro. And they know it. They know the good stuff. They got to keep it high priced. I'll tell you what, pistachios are amazing for energy.
They're expensive too, especially if someone goes ahead and takes it,
and peels it for you. No shell? Oh, hell no.
Anyway, here's SPY though, trying to move back above VWAP. I am in those Tesla calls still. The theta is what's kicking me. But so far, if SPY can go ahead and close above, man, we'd be sitting pretty. We've got about 5 minutes left on this 10-minute candle. And there's the wick to the 11s on ATXI as it comes down $1 from there. Excuse me. Come on, Tesla. I know, Ryan. I know.
I'm sorry, man.
No, you're fine. I've done it many times.
There's the AMD
especially
rip.
when you're
There's
making money like you do.
There you have it, guys. It looks like we're getting that rip there. At least I'd call it from here. At least, you know me, like always, make your own investment decisions, guys. But that's a nice little push there. AMD gave a nice little push out there. I'd be looking for it. There's Nvda, nice 127.
ATXI down $1 from the highs it just printed.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the SPY is trying to push now.
Better off trading Nvidia, Mitch.
Yeah, Nvidia is a big mover. AMD is a nice mover there. Definitely getting that lift there. Now you can start looking at Apple, the major leaders, right? Does leadership take lead? Apple is one that I'd watch. It's right off of VWAP. Look at that. You could go to Microsoft, right, and see if that can kind of get a little lift. Amazon has been really strong here, so look to see if maybe that catches off the ground there. It was coming down there. Tesla, look for it to break through the highs here now, through the 288 level. Looking good here. Let's see if it takes that next step up. Where did BTU go? I turned around right around the 2170s. Eventually got towards a high of 21.77. Not a bad play today. In and out like a fast food restaurant.
Well done, Mitch. Didn't see that one coming, but right at the end there.
Hey, you got to throw it in there when you can, right? That's how I've been trying to play, at least. If I'm going to play, I'm going to be in and out. I'm going to get the hell out and enjoy this market when it turns back around towards the upside. It's a tough market out there, guys.
Indeed.
Tesla trying to break new highs, trying to get over that 30-minute orb. I am interested in going long on SPY, but not at this level. I wanted to come back and maybe test the 368 just so I can get better risk reward on this puppy.
UEC, good shout
Puppy
there.
trading?
Ram, UEC above 350. That might be an entry right there.
I'm making a shirt today. At the end of the day, I have
Puppy
to. It
trading?
just says puppet trading.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Don't puppy trade. I have a question for
puppy
the
trade.
chat. Since we're making some moves here, we're making some money. I want to see if we get even.
He's
Can you
thinking
go
about this hard.
ahead
Be careful,
and
guys.
can you go ahead and
So
make
hard, he
rice
froze.
in an air fryer? Is the question.
Can you what?
Can you cook rice in an air fryer? No, right? It has to be like an Instapot or like a rice cooker.
No,
By the way,
don't you need water and moist? You can't just
on air fryer. Yeah.
air fry. Yeah, I don't think so. Just get a rice cooker, man.
Well, because I'm debating between getting a rice cooker and an Instapot. I already have an air fryer. So it's like, do I spend the money to get?
Yeah, how much rice do you eat?
So I'd say once every day.
Okay, then I think you should definitely get a rice cooker and the air fryer.
Yeah.
You can probably do a lot there. If you eat rice once a day, I mean, you should be making it in the rice cooker.
I just get it from outside because that's how I end up spending so much money on that.
These tough questions, right? These tough questions.
Nothing is
Jessica
better
says
than an air fryer.
the
Nothing is better
Instapot.
than an air
The
fryer.
Instapot, of course.
I've heard about the Instapot. I'm skeptical though. I like the air fryer more than the.
I mean, the
I like
Instapot,
the air fryer more, yeah.
You know, depends. If you like, your pulled meat, you know.
That's funny. You might turn it into Rice Krispies if you put some oil on it. That's funny. I like that. I'm a little tempted. I want to go long ATXI here and have the stop loss be like $9, but I don't know. I'm already long Tesla and I don't want to have too many positions. And I do want to go long SPY here too.
Grove, nice breakout through 4 GROV.
I think a better spot for ATXI is going to be around $8 versus $9. Don't stress the brain, just get ramen.
Don't stress the brain.
I do, because the butter chicken that I get from Trader Joe's, that just has a lot of sodium. And so I'm trying to cut down on my sodium as Tesla makes new highs. Let's go. Come on.
Pound that.
Let's talk about it, right? There you go. Now the question is, will it continue though? Because the market did one of those, I want to go up. And then I just want to go and take a break.
Well, it rejected from the level that we talked about this morning at that 370 area. So we'll see if it wants to go ahead and break above that or not. And the reason that I stayed in my Tesla trade is because you can see the 10-minute EMA here that I've got, the clouds. Shout out to Ripsters. He's, it's not my clouds. He's the one who came up with it. It's what I've used to kind of stay in the trade and get in and out of trades. Held it. And now we're making new highs. Yeah, Justin, I can't cook it myself. I have to warm it up from Trader Joe's or, order it.
Come on,
you can.
Zunaid.
Eric's talking about steaming broccoli. Bro, I haven't had broccoli ever in my life. Not once have I had broccoli.
Thought you were going to be the master chef here, man.
I'm barely even a profitable trader. You want me to learn how to cook? No.
It's all about the coconut oil.
All right, come on. Let's see what else we got. So now SPY is about 70 cents away from possibly having an entry for me. So I'm going to put an order out there on SPY. SPY to buy a small size if SPY can get to, what is this level here? 368.05. All right, the order is out there. We'll see if we get filled. We're about 40 cents away from that. So that's what I was looking at, Seek. I saw a rice cooker for $30, but I saw a rice cooker for 150, and I'm like, what? Why am I doing this? So I don't know. I'll figure it out later on.
That I can't tell you because the rice cooker that I have was just kind of gifted by a former.
I'll just tell you guys. You can just use a pot.
Yeah, I mean, my friend,
like a normal pot.
Yeah, dude, just use a pot, bro. Just use a pot. That's it.
She literally does exactly what Mitch is saying. She literally just makes the rice in a regular pot, and she laughed at the rice cooker. She's like, it's just as easy.
Yeah, like Spanish people would laugh at you, but that's just how it is.
I mean, I'm sure everyone in the old age would do that, but
that's what you did. You just did it in a pot, man. Use a non-stick pot. Boom, you're good to go.
See, now we're getting technical with stick, non-stick. And yeah, I'm just.
I mean,
majority of your pots nowadays.
I think you could watch a 5-minute YouTube video and be good.
I'm just waiting for this doggone Tesla to make new highs. Actually, it's already made new highs, but like not by a lot. I'd love for a spy up. Yep, you hear that? You hear that?
Yep.
You hear that, Ryan? You hear that, Ryan? You hear that, Ryan? That means Tesla. That means Tesla hit our targets. Tesla hit our targets. Let's go. But if the market can continue, man, I really do think Tesla can hit 300 this week. It is very, very strong here in this market. We are up on our contracts. Let's go. We're up a solid 13%.
I think you got
Come on, baby.
In play.
Come on, baby.
I don't know about 300, but
how important is the hammer candle on the SPY and Q's last hour? I know Mitch likes to trade the hour, so we can let him kind of.
I'll be honest, real quickly. Mitch, I'm sure, is going to disagree with this and give you some more in-depth knowledge. But for me, hammer candles, I really only pay attention to them when I see them on the daily. Now, Mitch, go ahead and straighten me out here. But for me, hammer candles most effective when visualized on the daily.
I would just say it like this, right? You're talking about a one single candle pattern. Those are going to be the least, I would say, profitable if you're going off of just one candle. So I like patterns. I very rarely trade off of just one candle. Does it mean potential reversal of trend incoming? Yes, but it's just that potential of reversal coming. So if you want to trade off potential of reversal coming, yes, you could use it, right? But I would say that what you're trying to do is see it in a extended downtrend. So some quick downside action that you're looking for. And I would agree with Ryan. Most of the time, it'd be better to see it on the daily than, let's say, like a 5-minute. A 5-minute or a 1-minute hammer candle, I'll just tell you right now, if you took it statistically wise, it's not going to be profitable. And so that's what you got to weigh in. A lot of times when you're looking at single candles, I like multiple patterns, like wide patterns, like let's say, like we were talking earlier about a declining triangle. If you're looking at like a head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, if you're looking at a flag pattern, those are going to be way better than, let's say, just using one candle or even the 2-candle pattern, right? Like a bullish engulfing pattern. Sometimes you get that next candle and it just rips right through that bullish engulfing look. So I think those are the shorter term patterns. If you're day trading, maybe you're looking at 2 minutes or 3 minutes at a time. Yeah, maybe you could use that. But anything longer than, let's say, a 5 or 15-minute outlook, I wouldn't be using that candle. That's just my personal preference. David Green not on with you guys today. I think he should be on ABs, but I mean it's his birthday too, man. Maybe he just taking the day off. I'm not certain on that. I'll check in on AB to see if DG will be on today.
I'm a little annoyed. Here's why. Look at the rejection on Google in the first 20 minutes. What a beautiful rejection off of the $100 right there. It is just a beauty on that one. Upset that I did not know about it, catch it. You can see that even in pre-market, $100 just kept being resistance. little upset. A little upset I missed that one. Would have been a beautiful short. And it's not even like a hindsight thing. You guys know I love my hold numbers in terms of support and resistance. Unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that 100 is, I think, trying to be targeted either by longs or shorts. So I think it's definitely a level to watch. The charts don't look good for Google and Microsoft, but they are trying to hold up, right? So we'll see what happens. Those are the weakest ones.
What'd you say, Ryan?
Apron. I mean, this is just kept going. This is just a staircase all the way up.
This I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, one of our chatters was on this. I believe it was Becca. You were on this early today. Huge pop here. I'm not. Was there news or something? No.
I just don't understand a little bit about Blue Apron business doing well in this environment. It seems to me like this would be the environment that it would not do well in. But hey,
well, you got people like me who don't want to cook food.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't the inflation way too high to order that? I guess not. I guess you're making that good money, buddy.
Don't put me on the spot to be a jerk, but like, you know, I mean, Ryan and I talked about this a while back. Like, we're fortunate enough to, you know, I don't know. It's weird, but someone did want to talk about SPXL. I've never traded SPXL. Mitch, I think you might have some experience with these 3X ETFs or whatever these are. Any insight on this one
specifically?
Which one?
SPXL. You had a question from Chris that said, "What do you guys think about SPY versus SPXL on a day like today?"
Well, so SPXL is a levered ETF, right? So it's going to be liquid. You're going to be able to get in and out of it, but you have leverage by buying that versus the SPY. So if you feel very convicted in a move in either direction, SPXL or XPSS, which is the inverse, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check that before I make a mistake here. XPXS is the levered bear ETF. So if you think that one of these a directional move is possible, you're probably going to have better results trading the levered vehicle. Just understand that the volatility is going to be higher there.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, what I would say about those leverage plays is it's for someone that's a little bit more advanced. Well, understand that it's going to always be exactly that. It's like getting leverage on your money, right? It's like getting margin on your money. So think about it in that sense. I'm going to increase risk only in certain moments, right? We don't want to be playing SPXL every single day of our lives. That just doesn't make sense, right? And so think about what Ryan said, right? So if you feel that there's going to be a trend in a certain direction, it's okay to go to these names because that's how you make a good amount of money on a trending day. But if you're playing these in sideways action, this, because of the way that it's engineered, is going to have more volatility than the standard SPY, and thus stopping people out in sideways trends. So if you're trading this in a sideways trend, you're going to get in that chop.
Quantum just hit it. We aren't directional enough for SPXL. And Quantum, I don't want to put words in your mouth here, but just to kind of extend that, I feel like that's especially true for swing trading, right? If we get a reversal intraday and you're trying to trade this levered vehicle, you might get a pretty decent move there, or it might continue in that direction for a shorter amount of time. But I agree. Market with as choppy as this, swings on these, holds on these overnight, you're liable to get chopped up.
Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and sell my Tesla here. Sold my Tesla calls at 755 out of everything on that, and I went ahead and bought some SPY. And the reason I did this, and I have no idea if it's right or wrong, it's good for my mental. But by the way, I got the SPY calls that are the 374 calls expiring October 28th. The reason I did this is because I know me, right? Regardless of what my therapist says, but to me, I know that I'm gonna go ahead and wait. And I'm not going to get out of Tesla until and unless this drops below VWAP, which is about $3 away. And I'm going to lose a good amount of profit in that move. For SPY, however, the risk reward is maybe like a point, and I'm going way further out as well. So to me, it's like, hey, let me lock in hypothetically, like let's just say 30% of gains here and not risk that downside and end up having a green trade go red and then just risk maybe say 10% of a move down here. So that's the reason I did that. Even though Tesla is stronger, I just know how I trade, and knowing my psychology and things like that, I went ahead and got out of Tesla, and lo and behold, here you go, move to the downside. Looks like even though I'm losing money on the SPY call, I'm losing less on that than I would have lost on Tesla. And that's the reason that I did what I did. But let's see if we can get a move back above or not. Looks like I did go ahead and get filled on my SPYs as well at the 367.05. Stop loss for me on that one will be a crack of 367.50s. Elon's deposition rescheduled. All right. So the
That
rumors
was yesterday. That was right. That was what the pop was for yesterday.
Yeah. So the speculation was, hey, it got canceled for the CEO and Elon because they've reached a deal. Obviously, that was incorrect, it seems, because we haven't heard anything about it. Mitch played shortstop, I think.
Always shortstop or center field.
Because you have to be left-handed to play first base. Is that right?
No, it just helps.
It just helps. Okay.
Just helps, and especially really, it doesn't really make too much of a difference when you're getting the throws. It just helps more when there's a runner on and you can go check with your right hand versus checking with your left hand. It's closer to the bag, and so you're going to be able to, like, pick somebody off. You could sweep with your right hand, and you're going to have faster motion than left hand to across.
I gotcha.
You always do better in a push motion than a pull motion. Just some insight there.
Appreciate that. Let me go ahead and already sold that. I'm good on that side.
SPY.
I'm gonna go ahead and sell my SPY here.
Oh man, this is why I would be scared about SPXL, because look at that down move in the SPY, which is about 50 cents, versus that down move in XPXL, which is like a quick 40 cents, but it's the percentage wise, it's 0.74 versus a 0.22. So
yeah,
you're getting that leverage effect, right?
What do I have on here? That's
all right, guys. I'm going to get rolling. I got some
that's
other
what it
stuff
is.
to do here today. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Decent day here today. Nice little bounce. We'll see where this goes. Don't be fooled. We're still in a bear market. This might just be a bear market rally. Stay green, stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.
See you, bud. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here as well. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, Zunaid's getting on out of here. I'm going to wrap on up also, but what I'll do for you guys is at least do a review of the overall market, what was going on, and what sectors moved up today. And of course, catch us a little bit later. Like always, we got some more content coming on. We'll have Benzinga Live coming up next, so definitely stay tuned for that. We'll see if we get DG on there. Let's take a look at what is moving. It looks like that BTU was in a bad trade today. Coal up about 5%. What's leading us up today? Well, it looks like we had a rebound in the oil names. So XOM getting some lift today. Oxy getting some lift today. You can take a look at Chevron, right? Chevron getting some lift today. The TEL gets some lift. Yeah, even a little bit of TEL getting some little bit of lift. INDO is another one to keep on watch. We'll see what happens in these oil names. UNG was one that I wanted to keep on watch to see what happened, of course, of the Nord Stream pipeline talk that's out there. It's looked like it's come down here towards the pre-market, now bounced a little bit. We'll see if it closes back towards that pre-market action that you were getting that up move. Let's go to the second leading sector, which is going to be healthcare. Healthcare, what's doing well? So you got biotech's healthcare plan and medical distribution. Healthcare plans have been announcing recent news. Of course, you got UNH, United Health, having not a bad day there. Take a look at some of these other ones too, getting some lift. Humana getting some lift. CVS has been a good player, and ELV is another one that I'm keeping a close eye on, as it was in kind of this symmetrical triangle, broke out, came down here, was crashing down, now getting a little bit of a bounce. We'll see if these can make moves on up. Those are healthcare plans. Biotechs, some of the expensive ones here are the bigger cap ones, right? You're getting Moderna to get a little bit of a bounce after it's been flushed, right? It's been a big flush of Moderna. It's been down about 32% in just about 1.5 months. So look to see if these can finally start getting a little bit of a bounce. We'll see what happens with this. And like Gilead was getting a little bit of a bounce. I remember I got this one and I was trying to play it up there towards 70. It just couldn't hold. Now making its way back. We'll see what happens there. Basic materials up also. I talked about coal, steel up today, getting a little bit of a bounce. You know, you guys can be watching like Steel Dynamics, NUE. Look how that's fallen off the cliff, catching a little bit of a bounce now. We'll see if these basic materials can come back. Technology was an interesting one, right? We were seeing Nvidia. We were keeping a close eye on it. It ended up popping and then coming right back down. So you got to be careful here. It just seems like there's a lot of chop in this market. And every time that we do get a little bit of these bounces, they're not being held. They're what rips to sell, at least from what we can see on the charts. All right. Last thing that I'll go over is what is down today. So utilities still getting rocked down. And so we'll see if these can kind of turn around. But right now, they're definitely fighting and they're trying to make its way back. I've been talking about here kind of the XLU. You can also look at it. And we'll see if it's able to hold here. Does it make a bounce back in the next couple of days? I'll keep watch on some of these utility names. Real estate continuing down. I've talked about this in the housing trend that just continues to show weakness and weakness. We'll see what happens to these housing stocks. How bad will they get? But definitely we've been seeing the ITB. That's the U.S. Home Constructor Index just continuing to come down. And that really started in August and has continued in September as we keep coming down. Of course, September being the weakest month. As we get towards October, it's 927. So who knows? Maybe we're really trying to form back towards the upside. I know CCJ wasn't a bad one there today. I know you guys have been talking about that. That has been making a really good move on up. I remember watching it when we first started talking with Kalu, mentioned it around the 26.34. It still continued. It's up there towards 26.78. You can look at UEC to try to kind of find some other uranium plays. I think it's LEU is another one that you guys can watch. And, of course, URA is an ETF you guys can keep a watch on to catch the dip there in uranium. We'll see if it can actually hold the gains on multiple days. Dollars and rates killing REITs, definitely. It's not helping them. Financial services, not doing too bad. Industrials got a little bit of a bounce. It looks like an overall not too bad of a day, at least definitely some bounce back from the open. And we'll see if the SPY can finally ever make that move above 369 through the 370s and getting up there. But it just seems like it's stuck right now, sideways between the hourly trend of 370 and 362 to the downside. We just really need to see it get out of this range so that we could see another trend kind of get formed. Will it be a rally? Will it be a knockdown? We don't know yet, and I'm just going to keep watching. All right, someone wants to take a look at SOXL. SOXL is an interesting one, right? I mean, it's trying to battle here. It's trying to show an up move. That would be a bullish move. And what would that show? Probably an Nvidia breakout continuing, right? And so keep watch. You guys can look at this. You guys can watch like an Nvidia. You guys can watch like an AMD. We'll see if these can take that next step up. SOXL does not look too bad there. It's holding that $10. And we'll see if it can make that step up towards the 1025 and continuing to push on the day. Got two new trade ideas coming on up next on Benzinga Live. AB going to come at you guys, so don't miss that. Definitely, like always, AB is going to take some shots. He was talking about the market. We'll see what he saw today. And I think, you know, it helped him out being here a little bit earlier today, checking out some of the action. But looks like he has two ideas for you, so don't miss that coming up on Benzinga Live. All right, there's SOXL trying to make that next step on up to the 1025 area, so it doesn't look too bad there. All right, we'll look to see if we can continue these leads. AMD is definitely in Nvidia, the ones that are leading right now in the semiconductors. You got some other ones, right? Like Wolf, not looking too bad either, making a step on up. But we'll see if these can really kind of push. Micron, another one showing some little push there. Can it hold the VWAP? Will it take that next leg up? That's what we're keeping an eye on. Home Depot also trying to fight. I was looking at this one today to see if it was going to make a good move. It's up 2%, not a bad move on the day, right? You know, it wasn't a 6% or an 8% day, but they're looking good and they're hanging on above the VWAP. We'll see if they can take that next leg. LabU, not a bad one to watch with all this biotechs kind of getting that next step up, right? So there you guys see that getting a nice little lift. One thing that you can always look at, especially if you're getting a trend, right? And what I call a trend is a lot of times is you want to be seeing kind of like an over 1% move in the industry. And so like, let's say coal, that's been getting that nice step on up, right? Well, that's going to be an easier kind of trend to kind of go ahead and keep following and trading kind of some leveraged plays than, let's say, if you were looking at a stock that's only or industry that's only up 1.2. Not going to be seeing a lot of kind of moves there. So when you get those real big industry moves, like solar up 4.8% today, well, those are going to be some of the stocks that we can go ahead and try to attack, maybe an ETF, right? And so I know that I think it's TAN is the solar ETF. It's not levered. I don't know if it's a levered solar play. I got to look it up, but TAN could be one that we'd be looking at as we see, of course, majority of the solar names up. So an example, perfect, Gush, right? You're talking about it in the chat, MD there. So Gush, right? Levered play. You're seeing energy bounce back today. Well, Gush is one that's definitely going to run side by side with that. So there you guys see it, getting that nice little lift, and you can take an advantage of what the sector rotation. That's what we're trying to take advantage of there. And we're able to catch the rotation move and then jump on a levered play to try to give us that extension through the trend that we're seeing. Oh, yeah, that's a money special. You know it, the Gush. Gush is one of my favorite plays. I gotta admit, I've made a lot of money on Gush and Drip. I remember when we had DWT and UWT. Those used to be a different kind of levered play, but they kind of went away when the pandemic and when futures went down to zero and stuff like that. But it's crazy. Oil has been a battle. We'll see what happens with Oxy. Does Warren ever buy up the complete stake in Oxy? We'll see if he gets that next step. All right, that's going to do it for me. I think it's 11:13. I'll wait till 11:15 so you guys don't have too much time to wait for AB. Maybe give AB a little bit of time to start up a little bit earlier here. But just want to keep on going here. Got to figure out what we getting done for the rest of the day here. Trying to make that step up. SPY, is it playing games? Yes, it is. It's right back down there. It gave us the look like it wanted to come up. Now it's staying in the chop. So what I would call the chop is between that 370 and 362. We need to get out of this hourly range. Until we break that, you're going to look probably for some sideways action to continue. And I can see how we just keep going into this chop. As long as we stay in this, I think the longer we stay in it, it might not be a good sign. It might be the sign that we want to break through on the downside and are just taking a momentary pause. Love the boil, coal, Gush, Drip. Yeah, you can't go wrong with those. Only solar ETFs I know are TAN and Raise. I've never heard of Raise. That's an interesting one. Thank you for bringing that one up. Oh, it's the Global X. Appreciate it. I haven't traded this one before. I've traded TAN, but I haven't traded Raise. So appreciate you, Beach Bum. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start getting a wrap up here. We'll see what happens. Home Depot, will it get back into kind of that push? I'm looking for it to really take on off. We'll see if it can get a nice push up there towards 275 on the day. It's held the VWAP. Now needs to hold it. If not, it could come right back down. SPY looking like it's heading down right now, breaking through some lows on the 5-minute, trying to create another bottom here. We'll see. Does it take it down to the downside and come right back towards those 366.24? Next thing you know, we're just in that sideways trend. It doesn't even mean that we're going towards 362 immediately, but it's not looking good, at least for that kind of rip that we were looking for. Some people were looking for this morning. All right, FedEx, another downgrade on FedEx. Oof, not a good outlook there. FedEx has been trying to come back, can't come back, and has just been falling off the wagon. UPS also falling off that wagon, of course, from the FedEx, and hasn't come back either. So it's tough out there. First Solar holding well. Yes, First Solar is holding well. CEG Definitely another one that's holding well. When we get that utilities kind of bottoming and we start to see the utilities come back, this is definitely one that we can watch. It had a couple of days up there. Can we get it back to the 89? And it's held sideways, which is a good level to watch. I also like Excel. Of course, I played this one, and now it's pulling back significantly. Going to look for the reversal action. Duke has been pretty bad here. We'll see if it can catch the bounce. POR is one that I like also, Portland General Electric, but it's going to be a little bit of a battle here. Piedmont Lithium. Are we going to get another lift in that one? I've been keeping a close eye on that. Lithium stocks kind of going sideways right now, not really getting the next step up, but they could take that next step. So this could be a nice pullback to keep watch. We'll see what happens in the next couple of days. FCX, last one that we'll go through. Then we get on over to Benzinga Live. That's going to be starting at 11:30. Don't miss it, guys. It's coming up next. Copper action, trying to bounce a little bit. I was looking at it when it was coming up strong here, and then it came down really fast there. So you just got to be careful. Copper is on a downtrend right now. I know that we want to think that it could come back, but the truth is this hasn't come back since when? It was at the top in 2022 on April, and we've been going down ever since. So it doesn't look good. It's down 48%. And until it really starts pushing back, let's say through the 30s, through the 32, I wouldn't even keep my eye on it. I would be looking at some other plays. I feel like there's some other quality names on out there. But hey, to each his own on the copper play there. I just don't like it. I would even like, let's say like US Steel. What's to make me want to really be longer term bullish on this when there's a lot of kind of negative guidance out there? All right. PLL is a good one. Hey, we'll see what happens with that one. I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. It looked good for a while on the daily and then broke down a little bit. Let's see if it can recover. All right, like always, guys, keep keeping up with us. Like always, we're going to keep battle. Definitely check out Benzinga Pro if you guys want to get some headlines the moment they hit. You guys see Ryan using this all day long and showing you guys how he gets those kind of alerts when things got halted. When he can look up news really quickly. Check out Benzinga Pro, and I'll go ahead and play that trailer. Then we'll be back to wrap on up and get you guys over to Benzinga Live.
Breaking news.
U.S. Treasuries.
In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout, people living around the test
RTW retail wins hitting a high of 45 cents. Seeing some chat room mention on RTW retail wins. Coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern Time today, the federal budget balance for January. Earnings after the close today from EFX, Equifax, MGM Resorts, NTAP NetApp, and U.S. Newskin, PS Pluralsight, TRIP, TripAdvisor reporting after the close.
Definitely check out Benzinga Pro, guys. You guys can go to pro.benzinga.com and you can get your 2-week free trial. You don't even need a credit card. So check it on out, team. I know there's too many times where everyone gives you those trials to check something out, and then you got to give all your information, your social security. No, we don't need all that, guys. We just want you to go ahead and test it out, especially if this is your first time. If you don't believe it could give you some benefit, well, then don't check it out. But I'll tell you right now, if you're a trader trying to make improvements and have some tools under your tool belt, well, check out Benzinga Pro. It can definitely help you, especially line up your day. I think that's one of the number one things that I use it for. It lines up my day. It gives me exactly what I need to know for the trading day, and then I go ahead and execute. Like always, some people don't like to have like news services when they're actually trading. That's okay too. I use it a lot of the times just to kind of line up my day, know all the headlines, have my stocks ready to go, and then I get into my trading platforms and I go do what I know best, which is going into execution mode, right? But like always, Benzinga Pro can help you guys get all the stock moving headlines and make sure that you have some good scanners to support you, especially when you're trying to go ahead and look in the morning, some morning gappers, or what's the fastest moving stock, right? You guys like to find those fast movers? Well, we have a scanner that can definitely help you out. All right, let's get you guys over to Benzinga Live. That's coming up next. And there's some good interviews coming up there and some stock picks that from AB that he has some good ideas that he wants to go ahead and share with you guys. Don't miss that. That's going to be some trade ideas coming up next on Benzinga Live. AB is ready to swing to the plate, and it's time to batter up. I'll see you guys over on Benzinga Live. I might even catch a little bit of it. Hit the like, and we'll see you a little bit later. I'm going to figure out if I can get a nice guest here for Stock Market Movers. Stay tuned to my Twitter if you guys want to watch Stock Market Movers. I'll give you guys an update in just a few minutes. Need to go ahead and talk to my man Zoman. So I'll find out. Hit the like on your way out, and we'll keep going and battling right here on Live Trading with Benzinga and Benzinga Live up next.